All right, start the stream.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Game Night in the Region here on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on the internet at facebook.com/regionsports and on regionsports.com. We come to you tonight from Ray P. Gallivan Field in Whiting, Indiana, as the Region Sports Network presents the Calumet College of St. Joseph Crimson Wave taking on the Midway Eagles in a sprint college football showdown. I'm Ryan Zimmerman, along here on the call alongside Nathan Laird. And Nathan, good evening to you. Welcome back to another edition of Sprint Football. Calumet College has a lot on the line tonight after losing their inaugural game in overtime to St. Mary's College of the Woods, 34-28. The Crimson Wave can make program history by winning their first ever sprint football competition.
Yeah, Ryan, it's good to be working with you. Welcome to the team, your first broadcast here with the Region Sports Network. And, yeah, a lot on the line, as you mentioned, for the Crimson Wave this evening. And I had a chance to talk with Coach Jay Novak prior to the start of today's broadcast. And he was saying that this week of practice was the best week of practice they've had all season long. It was the most focused that his group of kids have been. He was saying he didn't even think he'd have to give a pregame speech, that's how intense. And I noticed that on the sidelines as well when I was walking down there. The demeanor between last week when everybody was hyped up, game number 1, first game in program history. There was a very celebratory atmosphere. This week when I went down there, focus and intensity out of the Crimson Wave.
On the other side, the Midway University Eagles find themselves in a similar predicament. They fought tooth and nail with Bellarmine University last week, ultimately lost that game 17-15 thanks to a game-winning field goal with just 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So the Eagles can make program history too by winning their first game, and now Calumet College has to counteract that in order to get into the win column for the first time in program history.
Yeah, heartbreak for both teams a week ago, and we'll see which team responds to that, which team rebounds better from a tough loss in the opening week of the season. It's going to take a lot of mental fortitude to come back from you lose in overtime like the Crimson Wave did, or you lose on a late field goal like the Midway Eagles did. Which team had the better week of practice? Which team is mentally stronger? I think we're going to see that early here in tonight's contest.
This being the first year of existence for both programs, every week you're going to make some history, and last week you saw Calumet College do that in a couple different respects. First ever game, first ever overtime game, and they also took home their first ever Midwest Sprint Football League weekly award as Jonathan Flemings took home the Offensive Player of the Week. No surprise there, 15 rushes for 136 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first ever game in Calumet College history, and he has a tough task ahead of him to face a stingy Midwest defense in order to build upon that.
Yeah, and that was kind of the story for the Crimson Wave last week. First half, Jonathan Flemings was able to pick up big chunks of yards at a time. He had a touchdown run, which is one of the most absolutely insane runs that we've ever seen here on the Region Sports Network. That was our proud Union home play of the game in that one, going pretty much to the sidelines here in front of us, then cutting back down the far sideline for a touchdown. So that's going to be key for the Crimson Wave because Jonathan Flemings couldn't get going. The running game couldn't get going in the second half last week, and that led to the offense stalling. So they got to get him and the rest of that stable of running backs working here this week if they want to capture that victory.
A lot on the line for both teams tonight. The pregame show continues in just a few moments. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the game night in the region on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Did you know? Wow, they'll prepare fresh fish while you wait. Did you know?
They make over 40,000 donuts from scratch every week.
Did you know?
They offer 23 different deli platters for your party.
Did you know?
They have freshly chopped fajita mix ready to cook.
Did you know?
They have the best fried chicken in the area.
Did you know?
They offer our signature curbside service 14 hours a day.
Strack and Van Til. Now you know.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals, and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
Welcome back to coverage of game night in the region on the Region Sports Network. Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Nathan Laird. We're just about 10 minutes away from kickoff of this sprint football matchup between the Calumet College of St. Joseph Crimson Wave and the Midway University Eagles. And while we have a little bit of time, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the Crimson Wave. Blaze Kano gets the start under center for the second consecutive week. Jonathan Flemings at running back, Dax Dietz at H-back, CJ Cash, Nino Barbosa, and Marquez Whitlock, the wide receiving core. Along the offensive line, from left to right, it's Dylan Cortez, George Montez, Tristan Dedeker, Hunter Boatwright, and Ryan Davenport.
And that's an offensive line group that needs to pick it up from last week. They struggled in pass protection a week ago. Blaze Kano was running for his life in a few situations, and like I said, the running game struggled in that second half. That offensive line group, Coach Novak and the rest of the staff's going to need them to pick it up this week, improve their performance after last week's loss.
The defense is looking to build upon a first half in which they only allowed 14 points. St. Mary College of the Woods got them in the second half and then in overtime, and they have a chance to get back to work against an offense that only produced 15 points in their inaugural game. And head coach Jay Novak's defense looks like this. Along the defensive line, it's Trevor Bussey, Jake Bodenchak, Christian Hauk, and Nazir Fort. The three linebackers, Alexander Delichai, Isaac Hegwood, and Jared Cottrell. And in the secondary, Josh Tejeda, Brian Walker, Messiah Selby, and Quindarius Davis. This defense has playmaking ability, but it's just about playing a four-quarter game, and that's what got them in their debut game.
Yeah, and second half, the defense kind of struggled a little bit when the backup quarterback, Morrell, for St. Mary of the Woods came in. He was able to pick apart that secondary, but Quindarius Davis, Ryan, is a guy to watch out for. He made some big hits from his corner position last week. Had a couple pass breakups himself. He was a standout, as well as Alexander Delichet there at middle linebacker. Was all over the field making plays for the Crimson Wave. We'll see if they can pick up that pass rush. It was struggled a little bit at points last week. They want a more consistent pass rush out of that front four this week.
Not to forget about the special teams as well. Christian Price is the kicker. Jared Saez the punter, and Nino Barbosa handles both kickoff and punt returns.
Yeah, Jared Saez had an awesome performance last week. He pinned the opponent down within the 5-yard line 3 times last week. Anytime you could have a punter that's a weapon like that, that's always appreciated by a coaching staff. And Nino Barbosa, he played his high school ball here on this field at Ray P. Gallivan Field, so he's very familiar here. Anytime he touches the ball, he can make magic happen. He got hurt early in the game last week, was able to come back, but you could tell he wasn't 100%. Having a healthy and effective Nino Barbosa going to be absolutely huge for the Crimson Wave this evening.
Special teams can make the difference, and it looks
Absolutely.
like Calumet College has the right pieces in place to do that. This is the starting lineup they will be facing, though, for the Midway Eagles. DJ Palmer gets the start under center today, a 10 for 36 performance last week, had 178 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions against Bellarmine University. At running back, he has Ramir White behind him. The wide receiver core is made up of Penther Alphonse, Tay Williams, Jay Sean Lee, Preston Moore, Rudy Loomis, and Dylan Robinson. The tight ends, Sean Richardson and Braden Trantham. And along the offensive line, Glenn Sember, Tyson Thomas, Charlie Adams, Gavin Lay, and Xander Janacek.
And this is a Midway team. When I was talking to Coach Novak beforehand, he said they're not afraid to get everything tight and try to run you over, power you over. And then we looked at the stats from last week. They threw it 35 times. So what Midway team are we going to see? Are we going to see the team that on film has shown that they're not scared to run the ball, that they could they can keep it between the trenches, or are we going to see them air it out? But efficiency in the passing game was an issue for them last week. Quarterback just going 10 of 35. Obviously, you want better numbers than that if you're going to take it to the air that often.
And perhaps with that in mind, they might switch to running the ball more. They do have 2 running backs listed in their starting lineup, Ramir White and Caden Perez. So that might be the focus heading into play against this Calumet College team that allowed a lot of room to run last week.
Yeah, they did. And I think they got worn down last week against St. Mary of the Woods because a lot of those designed runs weren't working early in the game for the Pomeroys. But, again, I think they wore down that Cal College defensive front. We'll see how they respond again this week to take away the run late in the ballgame.
Taking a look at the Midway University defense, head coach Dan Davis runs a 3-4. Luke Guerrero, Brady Bond, and Garrett Doolittle on the defensive line. The linebacking core, Shane Lane, Zaquan Pinkard, Jonah Kyle, and Tristan Barrios. And in the secondary, the team starts Ben Jones, Therese McKinney Jr., Excuse me,
we just got circles on a roster for a depth chart, so that explains.
I do apologize.
No need to apologize for that. We were given the information we were given.
Cam Miller and Keston Dupin, the other 2 defensive backs, but Calumet College has to deal with a defense that really stood out last week. That was Midway's big calling card. They held a Bellarmine offense that is capable of putting up points in bunches to just 17 on the day. Though they did break a bit late, they had a lot of bright spots, and Calumet College has their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they do, and I'm interested to see what the offensive philosophy is for the Crimson Wave here today. Do they come out? Again, we know they like to run the ball. You got a full stable of running backs with Flemings and Dax Dietz, Elijah Antes, Dietrich Merriweather. Cal College loves their running game, but they're going to have to keep that Midway defense honest and not let them put 8-9 guys in the box because we know this Midway defense is tough. So we'll see how early the Crimson Wave take to the air in this one.
To round it out, taking a look at the special teams, unlike Calumet College, Midway does have 2-way players to handle special teams. Preston Moore, who also plays wide receiver, is the team's punter. Connor Cook, a defensive back, is their kicker.
And that allows, especially with that punter being a receiver, you got to assume he's fast. That allows you to look at some trickeration and some different plays there. As we're going to take a look, I think our camera is frozen. Zach, let's take a quick timeout, and let's see if we can get this fixed here as we get set for football here.
Apologies for the difficulties you're listening to at the moment, but we'll be watching the game night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure. For over 113 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home and Crematory will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony to honor the life and memory of a loved one. Whether it's a simple, elaborate, traditional, or unique service, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home and Crematory will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. Visit them on the web at burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 942-1117.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Are you a steel hauler? Come work for Area Transportation. You must have a current valid Class A commercial driver's license and at least 1 year of recent verifiable steel hauling experience and at least 2 years of recent verifiable interstate experience operating a commercial motor vehicle. Call recruiting at 1-855-400-6939. That's 1-855-400-6939.
Sudden injury or illness can happen anytime. When it does, feel better fast. Urgent care at Pinnacle Hospital. We have a network of highly qualified physicians, and your wait is minutes, not hours. We offer on-site laboratory and radiology services. We accept most insurance, Medicare, and Medicaid, plus the biggest cash pay discount in Northwest Indiana. We're recognized by Press Ganey in the top 3% in the country for customer satisfaction. Feeling better fast. Urgent care at Pinnacle Hospital.
The National Anthem is in the books. We're just moments away from kickoff between Calumet College and Midway for Game 2 of the Midwest Sprint Football League season. Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Nathan Laird on Region Sports Network. The team captains are out on the field for the opening coin toss. For Calumet College, they send 4 captains out for the coin toss. It's Blaze Kano, the quarterback, Lauren Ruth, Tristan Diedeker, and Alexander Delakai. Calumet College has a chance to make some history tonight.
Yeah, and it's an awesome night here at Cal College. Homecoming weekend. You had a soccer game this afternoon, homecoming festivities for the Crimson Wave. So it's a lot of people here. It's a great crowd here at Ray P. Gallivan Field, the RPG as they call it, and looking to see some history be made here on the gridiron.
And the crowd is certainly fired up for this one. It's nearly a packed house. Not too many spaces in the bleachers available for those coming after kickoff. These fans know what's at stake. They're excited to watch some high-quality football.
Yeah, and I've even seen some Midway sweatshirts, people coming up from Lexington, Kentucky to see the Midway Eagles play as well. I knew Midway as a team, they drove into Indianapolis last night, stayed in the Circle City for an evening before leaving this morning, driving the rest of the way up here to Whiting. Didn't want to make that whole 5.5-hour trip in just one trek. So Midway should be well rested that they didn't just get on a bus early this morning to come here to Whiting.
Calumet College won the coin toss. They elected to defer to the second half. Midway will receive the opening kickoff. Calumet College will go from left to right. Nathan, you said that Calumet College might not need a pregame speech. I don't think you're wrong there. These players on the near sideline are fired up.
Yeah, they are intense. Like I said, I when I was down there earlier, I it was a different intensity, a different vibe than week number one. The celebration, they got a game under their belts, and you can't downplay that even just the one game experience from week one to week two. These young men know what the game atmosphere is like. They know how close they were to a win last week, the first win in program history. They were so close they could taste it. I don't think they want to let another one slip through their fingers.
Both sets of teams are on the field. You can just smell the anticipation, or rather you can just feel the anticipation in the crowd. Christian Price to kick off for the Crimson Wave.
They started last week with an onside kick. Do they dare go that route again?
Well, if they want to try for the onside kick, Midway's lining up with 3 on the left side, 2 on the right side of midfield, so they have the numbers advantage should they want to try it again. However, Midway does have 2 back. It looks like Tay Williams and Preston Moore.
Christian Price getting the ball set exactly how he wants it on that tee there.
It's a little windy on the field. Perhaps Isaac Hegwood has to come on and hold it for him.
I think Hegwood was just getting the final placing for him. I thought he was going to hold it. Apparently not.
Price lines it up, and we are underway at Ray P. Gallivan Field. Moore takes the opening kickoff from the 15 out across the 20 on the far side, runs through a tackle. But Calumet College wraps him up just shy of the 30-yard line, and that is where Midway's offense will go to work. DJ Palmer on the field to lead the troops, as we talked about during the pregame. A 10-for-36 debut game for the Pelham, Georgia native. 178 yards, accompanied 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in that 17-15 loss.
And we'll see how quickly the Eagles, again, do they want to stick with their ground game that Coach Novak was expecting them, or do they want to go through the air after throwing it 36 times a week ago? They're starting off in shotgun, so logic tells you they might go to the air here early.
3 receivers set. Ramir White, the running back, on the left hit motion across the formation. Panther Albanese, and it's a muff snap. Palmer has to run with it, and he's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Brian Walker was right there to break up the busted play, and Midway's offense goes backwards to start things off.
That was a good job by Palmer, though, to even only salvage that for just a 2-yard loss on that one. That looked like disaster from the start. The shotgun snap was straight into the turf. He didn't have much of a chance there.
2nd and 12 for Midway. This time Palmer lines up under center.
Not a bad way to change things up after that first shotgun snap.
Calumet College stacks the box. It's a handoff up the middle. Rudy Loomis stood up at the 30.
Hedgewood in there on the tackle along with Josh Tejeda. A couple region guys. Hedgewood, a Portage grad. Tejeda, former Hobart Bricky, combining on that tackle. Pickup of 2.
Calumet College has Midway in a 3rd and long. This is the start the defense wanted. One more play, and they can get their run game to work after a punt.
Yeah, if you can get force a 3 and out on the opponent's first possession, you're building some big momentum on your sideline.
2 receivers, 2 tight ends for Midway. White remains the running back. Calumet College wants a false start. They won't get it. It's a handoff to Loomis up the gut, and Calumet College swallows him up in the backfield. Alexander Delachey the first to get to him, and Midway has to punt.
And he didn't make the tackle, but Trevor Bussey, number 52, was able to hold his ground and force the running back to try to bounce it outside. Then Delachey and the rest of the linebackers cleaned it up. But if Bussey gives ground there's a much wider running lane, and you're looking at a larger gain and potentially a 4th down conversion attempt. But nice job by that defensive lineman to hold his ground.
Preston Moore on to punt. Quindarius Davis back. It's a wobbly kick. Davis lets it bounce at the 40, and Midway gets to it around the 38-yard line. And Calumet College gets their offense on the field for the first time today.
And they're going to start with real good field position, starting at their own 38-yard line. We talked in the pregame about how excited they were, how pumped up this team was, how focused this team was. If that first defensive possession was any sign, Coach Novak was right that they were coming off their best week of practice of the season, and they are ready for this game. 3
plays, a net gain of 0 for Midway. You could tell these boys want this one badly.
Yeah, that's a defensive efficiency I think any coach will take.
Midway in shotgun, 4 receivers set. Fleming's the running back to Kano's right. The handoff goes to Fleming outside, and he's got some room to work. I take it back. It's Kano down the sideline. Tackled just inside the 5-yard line.
They had the Midway defense completely fooled on that read option there, and Blaze Kano showing off wheels of his own.
A little trickery there from the Calumet College offense, and they're immediately in the red zone. A 1st and goal from the Midway 5.
And they're speeding right back up to the line, and we're not going to be able to show this whole Region Sports replay. We got to get back to the live action here as Cal College running some hurry up here.
Carson Crow in at quarterback for the Crimson Wave. The snap goes over his head. Flemings jumps on it right at the 18-yard line. So after a big first play, Calumet College avoids disaster as Flemings was quick to cover up the bad snap.
Yeah, fortunately for them, for the Crimson Wave, they were able to get back on it and recover it. But now you got 2nd and goal from about the 17-yard line. Not what you needed there.
Calumet College remains in shotgun, 4 receivers set, 2 to either side of the formation. A man goes in motion. The handoff goes to Flemings across the 15. Tries to get away from one Midway defender, but a trio take him down at the 14. Calumet College a long 3rd and goal.
As Zaquan Pinkert, a nice open field tackle there on Jonathan Flemings. It's not often just one defender can take him down in the open field, but Pinkert, a Amarillo, Texas native, was able to bring him down for a minimal gain.
Kano directs traffic, has Fleming's line up to his left. Kano back to pass. Rolling right. He fires to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Lauren Ruth. The flag on the play. We'll see if it stands.
Yeah, they're gonna get holding against the Crimson Wave. Number 26 for Midway. That is Jonah Kyle. Got a great jump. Timed that snap perfectly. Right tackle had no choice but to hold him to give Kano some time. That's coming back, a clear holding call.
So Calumet College has to try this one again. So instead of picking up 6 points, they'll have to try it again from the 24-yard line.
Yeah, and look where they were after the first play of the game. Kano took it down to the 4-yard line? 3-yard line, and now they're at their own 24.
The offense just found its way into neutral, and Midway, after giving up a huge chunk on the first offensive play, could hold Calumet College to a field goal. Empty set, 5 receivers for the Crimson Wave. Kano drops back, fires along the far sideline, and throws it well past Ruth. And we'll see what Calumet College decides to do.
Offense is staying out on the field, it looks like. I think they're going to go for it here on this 4th and goal from a long ways away.
This might just be out of Saez's range, so really nothing Calumet College can do here except try and go for it all.
Yeah, and Kano clearly has the arm to reach the end zone from here. Just overshot Flemings on that last one.
So 4th and 24. The line to gain is the goal line. Kano takes the snap. Midway brings pressure. Kano rolls out to the right, directs traffic and takes off across the 15, tripped up at the 10 and stumbles to the 5. That was a touchdown saving tackle right there. It looked like Kano would have had the touchdown, but instead Midway forces a turnover on downs.
Oh, Shane Lane, number 5 for Midway, kind of dove out and got Kano's foot. If he doesn't get him, Kano's got room to run to that left side, and he gets into the end zone. Nice desperation diving tackle by Shane Lane, as we're going to see here on the Region Sports replay. Right there, he just is able to trip him up. I think if Kano is able to get towards the middle of the field, he scores.
He read that play perfectly, too. It just broke down in front of him. He had a bunch of turf, but just a touchdown-saving tackle.
And what we've seen early out of this Midway defense, Jonah Kyle is going to be a problem for the Crimson Wave offense. He was in on that pass rush once again.
Midway has 3 in the backfield as Palmer gets back under center. It's a handoff to White, and a couple of Calumet College D linemen get to him just past the line of scrimmage. A 2-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 8 for Midway.
Alexander Delichet, we've said his name a lot so far here today, in on the tackle once again for the Crimson Wave defense.
Calumet College had an excellent first defensive series. They forced the loss on first down in Midway's first drive, did not allow a single yard in 3 plays, and now they have a chance to really put the pressure on Midway's offense. 3 in the backfield once more for Midway. Palmer takes the snap, handoff wide for Dwayne Depp, forced towards the near side, and Calumet College takes him down.
Isaac Hedgewood, the former Portage Indian, great sideline-to-sideline speed there, showing it off for the tackle for just a minimal gain.
The game plan is simple for Midway here, backed in the shadow of their own goal line. 2 straight runs. They want to give their offense a little bit of room to work, and now they stare down a 3rd and 7.
And I think they have to be worried about it as well. We saw their one shotgun snap attempt in that first series. It went behind him. You got to be worried here this close to your end zone. Do you trust your center again to form an accurate shotgun snap here? Looks like they're going under center again.
Midway breaks the huddle. 1 fullback, 2 running backs once more. Palmer drops back, rolls right. He has Depp in the flat, but he couldn't hang on. Could have been a first down if he caught the pass, but instead 4th and 7. Midway has to punt once again.
Yeah, that's a huge gain. Josh Tejeda late getting over there in coverage, and the Crimson Wave catch a break there, and field position will be great here for the Crimson Wave unless the punter for the Eagles can absolutely boom this one. That is Logan Butler, it looks like, who's going to be punting.
I believe that's Preston Moore.
Oh, you're right. I was looking at he was one of the upbacks.
33 yards on his first punt. Midway downed it. He gets it off. Calumet College almost able to block it. And Barbosa on the return, not much room for him there. Midway with some excellent punt coverage, but Calumet College does begin this drive in Midway territory.
Yeah, and you look how close they were to scoring last time after that huge first run by Blaze Kano. Defense set them up with good field position here. Crimson Wave got to take advantage here on this drive with 9:32 to go in the first quarter.
So Kano back on the field with the offense. The first play from scrimmage for the offense, a 57-yard run that set Calumet College up at the 5-yard line, ended up turning it over after losing yards on each of the next couple plays. Kano in shotgun, fires right. He's got a man, but a dropped pass on first down.
Tony Madrino, another former Whiting Oiler, with the drop on that one. That's 2 plays in a row, one for Midway, one for Crimson Wave here. The receivers just not able to haul it in, a pass right in their hands.
Madrino taps his chest to say my bad to the Crimson Wave sideline as Calumet College looks at a 2nd and 10. Kano in shotgun once again. Fleming's the running back to his left. Kano surveys the field, steps up and takes off, slides down at the 45. And Calumet College has a 3rd and 7. They're going to give Kano the 46. I apologize. His momentum took him to the 45.
Yeah,
so a 3rd and 8.
Yeah, mark it where he started his slide at.
Once again, a 4-receiver set for Calumet College. Handoff goes to Flemings. It's a read option. Kano up the middle, right at the first down marker. He spins past it, and Calumet College moves the sticks.
I like the aggressiveness from Blaze Kano early in this ballgame. He's not scared to tuck it and run himself. Sometimes you see quarterbacks on those read options. It's technically only a read option that they're, first and second look there is to hand it off, but Blaze Kano not scared to tuck it and run himself. He's got, 4 or 5 carries in this ballgame?
Already 4 carries for 90 yards only in the first quarter. He has been the entirety of the Crimson Wave offense to this point.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through the first quarter. Blaze Kano already 90 rushing yards.
Kano lines up in shotgun once again. Handoff goes to Fleming. He's got space on the near side. Up towards the 30, runs through an arm tackle and gets taken down in the red zone.
Nice blocking on the outside by Markai Whitlock, the wide receiver. Those guys usually don't like to get there and get their hands dirty or anything, but Markai Whitlock, great downfield blocking. help set up that run.
If not for a Ben Jones tackle, we might be looking at a Calumet College touchdown.
As they continue to run some we got a timeout here, and I'm assuming Midway took that timeout because
Midway did take it.
Yeah.
They are gassed. The Calumet College run game has torn them to shreds in the first quarter.
And Cal College is running a quick hurry-up. They were right back at the line of scrimmage, ready to run this first down play, and that's a well-timed timeout for the Midway Eagles just to get those guys a little bit of a breather, kind of refresh them, because Cal College is winning that battle in the trenches so far in this ball game on both sides of the ball, both the Crimson Wave offensive line and their defensive front taking over this game here.
8:24 to go in the first quarter. Still no score between Calumet College and Midway, but Calumet College has the clear offensive advantage. Their running game is up over 100 yards, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter.
No, and as you said, Blaze Kano with 90 of those on his own, the quarterback. And what that's going to do, and I was about to say it before that last play, I promise, I'm not just saying it after that play went. They're going to have to focus more on Kano. That defense is going to have to key on him. When you're keying on the quarterback, that's going to open up a lot of space for Jonathan Flemings, and that's the guy you definitely don't want to get the ball in open space. Blaze Kano can run. Flemings is absolutely dangerous in open space, and the way he's been able to run, it's going to take some of that pressure off of his backs.
Both teams out of timeout. Calumet College goes to work at the Midway 18.
Elijah Antis in the backfield now for the Crimson Wave.
Kano barks out orders to his offensive line. 3 receivers and 1 H-back. Handoff goes to Antis up the middle, gets a short gain. A couple of Midway defensive linemen got to him right away, so 2nd and 8 upcoming.
We'll see if the Crimson Wave can finish off this drive. They had a 1st and goal from the 5 last time, but a shotgun snap that went awry and a penalty really doomed that drive. Let's see if they can finish off this one in the Midway red zone.
Midway shows blitz, and they bring pressure. Kano fires over the middle, and the throw bounces right in front of Markai Whitlock. Would have been a first down, but Kano just didn't put enough on the throw.
Yeah, just a little bit short there on the post route. He had him open.
So 3rd and long for Calumet College. Arguably, you could say they're in a better spot now than in their last drive because they can pick up the first down without scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, they had, 3rd and goal from the 25?
Kano got a Midway defensive lineman to jump, and the flags come in. Midway was pointing at Calumet College. They wanted a false start. Calumet College wanted the offside. We'll see which way this one goes.
And I think they are going to get the false start. The left guard got out of his stance and looked back to the quarterback for the signal, but he already had his hand down on the turf.
The referees are going to talk this one over. I think it's just a matter of who moved first. Did the defense draw the offense? Did the offense draw the defense?
Oh,
and
we
it
are
is a
going to get
neutral zone
offsides.
infraction.
The Midway bench is, I'm looking at the coaches around the way. They are not happy about that call.
Kano got him with the hard count. So, as it turns out, Midway's defensive line forced Calumet College's offensive line to move, and that gives Calumet College 5 free yards to work with. 3rd and 8 turns into 3rd and 3, a much more manageable situation for the Crimson Wave. Perhaps it turns into 4 down territory.
I was about to say that exact same thing. I think if you don't pick it up here, you're going to go for it on 4th down with the confidence that they have in their running game.
Play clock at 5. Man goes in motion. Handoff to Antis. Breaks towards the near side, and he's in. Touchdown, Calumet. Jonathan Flemings checked that. Puts Calumet College on the board early.
And that's a huge play for the Crimson Wave. Taking advantage of the great field position they got. Taking advantage of that Midway penalty. Jonathan Flemings in open space. Gets to the right side, right off tackle. Nobody touches him as he finds the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Wave.
So the MSFL reigning offensive player of the week just does what he does best. Already 4 touchdowns in his first 5 quarters of Sprint football.
Not a bad start there at all to Jonathan Flemings' collegiate career.
Price on to kick the extra point, and it goes through. 7-0 Calumet College. This is exactly the start head coach Jay Novak wanted.
Yeah, and they're, again, you look at their 2 possessions. They could have had 2 scores in this one, but you can tell this is a lot more focused team.
after falling in overtime. Calumet College is off to a good start tonight. 7-0, 7:47 left to go in the first quarter. You're watching the game. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thank you for taking me home. It's so far.
Don't worry about it, Grandma. This will be fun. 2 chocolate milkshakes, please.
Make it 3.
3?
Did you get his number?
No, Grandma. Grandma!
Excuse me?
Some relationships get better with time. That's why I got a Crosstrek.
97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road.
I'm so glad you got a Subaru.
I wonder who gave me the idea.
Oh.
Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Check out the new Subarus at Castle Subaru in Portage.
The ground game has proven the difference maker in the early stages. Calumet College leads Midway 7-0. 86 yards on the ground for Blaze Kano. Jonathan Flemings finished it off with the touchdown, and Midway has a chance to respond. Preston Moore across the 35, tackled just shy of the 40. So Midway has good field position as they start their third drive, and they find themselves needing a response.
Yeah, we'll see how the Eagles react here after that touchdown. They have got nothing going offensively so far, thanks to the Calumet College defense. That defensive front has been absolutely smothering so far, and pretty soon those defensive ends are going to be able to pin their ears back and start rushing the quarterback, Logan Butler, and putting some more pressure on him. But they have stifled this Midway running game so far.
To this point, 6 plays, just 2 yards for Midway.
Ooh.
Calumet College's defense has been showing up. Man goes in motion, low snap. It's a pitch to Alphonse, right back to Preston Moore, and Calumet College was not fooled. Midway tried to go to the book of tricks, but Calumet College stayed home, and it results in a big loss.
Well, when you can't get anything working traditionally offensively, you got to reach down there in the playbook and turn to some of those back pages, but Trevor Bussey kept contained on the outside. He read the reverse all the way there, and
17 for Midway. It's officially a rush of -7. Though the ball did go forward initially on a shovel pass. That was a legal play. That's not the issue here. It's just how you score it. Whistles go.
We got a timeout.
Midway
of the half already. There's still 6:52 to go in the first quarter, and we were talking about for Midway, you want to get more efficiency out of your passing game compared to last week when the quarterback was 10 of 36. Getting your team in 2nd and 17 situations is not going to lead to more efficiency in most situations, unless you got Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert or somebody back there. But yeah, they're going to have to help out their quarterback a little more, because you're in a real tough spot when your offense is, you said, -5 yards at this point?
Well, you beat me to the spot. Try this one on for size. Midway has run 7 plays to result in those -5 yards. Calumet's defense has Midway's number.
Yeah, they really do, and I love the way that the Crimson Wave defense is just flying to the football. That defensive front is holding their ground. They're winning the battle of the trenches. Those defensive linemen, if they're not making the plays, they're keeping lanes open for their linebackers, and their defensive backs come in and clean things up. Cal College is just dominating on this defensive side of the ball so far in this ball game.
6:52 left to play in the first quarter. Calumet College leads Midway 7-0. Midway breaks timeout in shotgun. 2 receivers on either side, and it's a bad snap. Palmer picks it up back towards the 15, fires towards the far side, and he's got a man. Jay Sean Lee makes the catch in front of the Midway bench, but Midway couldn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, that's going to go for no gain. Quindarius Davis tight on coverage on that one. Once again, Brian Walker over there as well. So they are going to give him a gain of 1. So Palmer was able to get something out of that, but that could have been absolutely another disastrous play for Midway.
Calumet College has Midway's offense exactly where they want them, 3rd and long. And Midway has just not been able to get anything going, either run or pass. And the playbook shrinks. Palmer rolls left, fires deep down the near side, and it's caught. first down. Midway, Michael Collins stopped, turned around, and made the catch. And Midway has their first down of the night, and they find their way into Calumet College territory for the first time as well.
The Crimson Wave brought heat up the middle. It did not get home, and Collins was able to find just a soft spot in that defense. Palmer didn't throw the prettiest looking ball in the world, but it got exactly to where it needed to be. It was placed just right. It's a huge play for Midway to get that first down on a 3rd and 17.
Perhaps that might get the Eagles going offensively. Palmer handles the low snap, rolls left once again. This time he decides to take off, flag down, throw down the near side, and Lee hauls it in.
We're going to get a holding call against Midway on that one. Left tackle was holding, it looked like was holding Josh Tejeda.
So it is a holding call. It negates a really nice pitch and catch there. Once again, DJ Palmer navigated his way out of trouble and fit a ball into a tight window.
Yeah, and like you said before that play, could that be the thing that gets this Midway offense kind of spurred, gets some momentum on their side, gets them a little bit of confidence after they struggled significantly through the first half of the first quarter. But again, that's wiped out by a penalty, so now you're looking at first and 20.
Midway's offense back to work once again in shotgun with 4 receivers. Panther Alphonse lines up in the backfield alongside Palmer. Calumet rushes forward. It's a quick swing pass out to the right side, and it results in a gain of a few. Verison Duncan, a quarterback / receiver, sees his first involvement tonight, and it sets Midway up with a 2nd and 15.
Yeah, pass just over the hands of a defender who was rushing in. I didn't get the number on that one for the defender from the Crimson Wave. Just over his outstretched arms for the reception. And again, positive play for Midway. Makes the second down a little bit more manageable.
Midway has exclusively lined up in shotgun in this drive. The receiver Duncan once again in the backfield as Midway gets set. Palmer back to throw. Fires deep down the far sideline. It's tipped and incomplete. Damon Johnson on the coverage for Calumet College. And it puts Midway in another 3rd and long. He read that play perfectly.
Yeah, and Palmer was going to Alphonse all the way there. He saw 44 on a wide receiver. Usually, all right, I got that linebacker wide receiver matchup, but Damon Johnson is actually a defensive back, a corner wearing number 44. So I think Palmer kind of saw double fours. It's like, I'm going to him, throwing his way to a receiver, and I can't blame him for that. That was just great coverage.
You really don't
Damon
see
Johnson.
that too
No,
often.
you don't.
Midway has converted 3rd and long once already tonight. They have to do it again. Palmer to throw. He swings it out to Duncan, and he gets stood up just past the line of scrimmage. Brian Walker in on the stop, and Midway has to punt once again.
Yeah, and for Midway there, I think you're getting conservative there to try to flip the battlefield position at this point. You converted the 3rd and 17 earlier. You're going to do that multiple times in one drive. I don't blame them for just saying, all right, let's try to pick up a couple yards and then and see if we can pin them deep here as Quindarius Davis now back to return this punt.
Preston Moore boots it away. Doesn't get too much on it. It takes a Calumet College bounce, and Midway downs it at the 35-yard line. So Preston Moore, who had 111 yards across 5 punts last week, has under 50 in his first 2 tonight.
Yeah, that one was only about a 13, 14-yard punt, and we were just talking about that, about trying to flip that field position. You didn't do that in that situation there. If you're Midway, once again, great starting spot for the Crimson Wave here as they're going to start on their own 35-yard line.
4:51 to go in the first. Calumet College up 7-0. This marks their 3rd offensive possession, and the story of the game so far has been the rushing attack.
Yeah, it's been outstanding so far, and I imagine they're going to come out running here once again.
Kano play action.
Or not.
Fires deep down the middle. He's got a man. It's Kajon Prather, but he can't haul it in. Kano underthrew it a little bit, but Prather couldn't make the adjustment. The big play was there, and Midway catches a big break.
Yeah, that ball just underthrown, but it still should be caught by Prather on that one. A huge missed opportunity for the Crimson Waves.
So what could have been a huge first down gain turns into 2nd and 10. Kano calls for the snap. Play action screen out wide. Mark-I Whitlock. He runs into a brick wall. Midway snuffed that one out pretty quickly, and Calumet College is in 3rd and long.
Yeah, and this isn't exactly where the Crimson Wave want to be at. Again, their offense really is at its best when it's running the football, and we'll see what they come up with here on this 3rd and long 7.
They gave Whitlock 3 yards on the screen pass. This is not unfamiliar territory for the Crimson Wave. Kano has proven capable of picking these up. Kano drops back, surveys the field, rolls right, throws short for Flemings, and he makes the catch. Could not evade the first tackle. Logan Butler scooped him up just shy of the 40, and Midway forces a 3 and out.
I don't know. Well, now they're bringing the punt team on. That offense was on the field for a little bit longer than you would have thought. I was wondering if they were going to go for it there, but they're going to try to flip field position here, and I'm really surprised they came out with three throws on that one as well as they've been running the ball. And obviously the first one was there, just a missed opportunity. But you would think with as dominant as the running game has been so far that you would have seen a couple more runs here in that series.
Jared Saez on to punt. Panther Alphonse, the return man for Midway. A shank for Saez. And Midway will start just shy of midfield. You don't see that one too often, and we'll see if Midway can capitalize on the good field position.
You heard that come off the side of his foot on that one. Just as soon as it made contact, it didn't make the thump that you like to hear out of punt. It made just kind of a soft thud, and you knew that was coming off the side of his foot. So the Eagles with great field position here after Calumet College goes 3 and out.
The referees spot the football just shy of the 50-yard line as Palmer rallies the Midway offense back onto the field. They trail Calumet College 7-0, 3:19 left in the first quarter. We'll see if the Eagles can finally put together the game-tying drive in the early stages. I formation for Midway. Palmer fakes the he hands it off to Duncan. He crosses midfield, but gets taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 4 to begin the drive. We'll see if Midway can finally get the offense moving.
Yeah, and you're starting to sense them build a little bit of momentum on that side of the ball after picking up that big 3rd down on the last drive. They end up having to punt it away. But this Midway offense is starting to pick it up just a little bit here.
2nd and 6. 4 receiver set. But Palmer lines up under center. Depp in motion into the backfield. A muffed snap, but Palmer falls right on top of it. No gain for Midway, and they face a 3rd and 6.
It looked like everybody, all the rest of the offensive linemen moved besides the center who remembered, I have to snap it. That was a late snap on there for Midway. That could have been disastrous for them. They've had several center quarterback exchange issues here in this ballgame. Multiple times out of shotgun, but that was the first time under center. They got to get that worked out. You can't get the offense going if you can't get the center quarterback exchange right.
Perhaps they moved under center to alleviate those issues, but they continue to persist. Palmer fakes the handoff, runs himself, and Calumet College throws him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, try to run a bootleg to the outside, a fake to the up back. Cal College had that play spotted. I heard a couple of coaches in the booth next to us say, there it is. They had that play well scouted. They knew what was coming out of that formation.
Josh Jones laid the hammer down on Palmer, and Midway has to send more out for his 4th punt. Quindarius Davis lines up to receive on his own 20. A low snap, Moore boots it away. He's got a little bit on it. Davis lets it bounce at the 16, and the Eagles cover it right where it hits the turf.
By far the worst field position of the game for the Crimson Wave, as they're going to start on their own 13-yard line. Minute 13 to go here in the first quarter. It's an exciting week here at Ray P. Galvin Field. Like I said, homecoming, that men's soccer game earlier today at East Chicago Central. Homecoming festivities at the school. Cal College also has 33 potential football recruits here. Chicago Bowen kids, Griffith, Wheeler, 33 kids coming in to check out the Crimson Wave program.
Certainly a big night for Crimson Wave athletics. Fleming runs up the gut, passes the 15-yard line, and Midway stops him for a minimal gain. And this is really what it's all about. A Saturday night, the community is out to support the team, and you can't ask for a much better setting on homecoming.
No, you absolutely cannot. Fantastic weather here up in the Oil City this evening. Nice crowd on hand.
Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Butler in motion. Handoff goes to Fleming. Runs outside. Jukes past a man at the 20, but a plethora of Midway defenders get there to prevent an even further gain. It is a first down. Calumet College moves the chains. Their first down since they scored the touchdown.
Yeah, that's big for them as the clock is winding down here in the first quarter. They got to run one more play here in the first, but that running game's starting to pick things up here a little bit once again.
Calumet College went away from that on their last drive, but to open up this one, 2 straight runs, and it results in 12 yards. Flemings remains in the game at running back. Play action. Kano fires outside. He's got Ruth. Nowhere to go after making the catch. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Calumet College has outgained Midway by over 100 yards, but it's still only a one-score game. 7-0 as we head to the second quarter here at Ray P. Gallivan Field. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Ethos Dental Group in Munster, Crown Point, and Cedar Lake offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, Munster, Crown Point, and Cedar Lake. Hanger Insurance Group in Crown Point is passionate about providing a premier service insurance agency featuring customized coverage and meaningful relationships. They understand that you've built a life and they want to help you protect it. From home to life insurance, they offer a wide variety of coverage to fit your needs. From choosing a plan to filing claims, Hanger Insurance Group agents are ready to help. Stop in for a quote at 950 South Court Street in Crown Point or visit them online at hangerinsurancegroup.com. Protect what you love.
The Calumet College offense takes the field to begin the second quarter, and they've got a lot to be happy about. 15 minutes in, they're leading it 7-0, and they have outgained Midway by exactly 100 yards, 129-29. Both sides of the ball have really shown up early on homecoming night.
Yeah, the stat sheet looks good and everything. Now you just want that scoreboard to signal that differential there as well. Only 7-0 lead. You got to be happy having the lead. You want that to increase, though.
Calumet College opens the quarter with a handoff. Flemings makes his way up to the 31 before getting taken down.
Elijah Antis in the ballgame now for Flemings. They're going to rotate. Yeah, they're going to rotate running backs here quite a bit throughout the second quarter here. They really like their running back depth between Flemings, Antis, Dietrich Merriweather. Dietz is going to get some carries as well.
It's a 3rd and 4 for the Crimson Wave. Play clock under 10. Kano hands off to Antis, but pulls it back right away on the read option, and there's nowhere for him to go.
Tristan Barrios out of Clarksville, Tennessee, immediately in the backfield, really disrupting that play. Kano couldn't get a good read on that when Barrios was so quick into the backfield, and CCSJ going to have to punt here.
Kano looked a little indecisive on the read option. He pulled that ball well past the time where he really could have set Antis off. And Midway was right there to break up the play.
Yeah, I think with as well timed as Barrios was in on his blitz, it really just threw the whole timing off of that play.
Calumet had 10 men on the field. Bernard Taylor comes on at the last second. Play clock was winding down. Calumet College needs to use their first timeout.
Yeah, that's the kind of mistake that's going to drive a coach crazy when you got to waste a timeout because personnel groupings don't know exactly where they need to be at on the field. Coaches hate when that happened. I'm sure Coach Jay Novak, who's in the huddle right now, is letting them know that he's not a huge fan of having to burn a timeout because somebody didn't know they had to be on the field.
And we'll see if that comes into play later in this half.
Yeah, and Midway's already used 2 of their timeouts here. They used them for the first half of the first quarter was even up. Now the Crimson Wave have to use one here in this situation. Again, just a one-possession game. We'll see if that comes into play. It's weird. The scoreboard does not really reflect how dominating the Crimson Wave have looked in moments in this ballgame.
So after the timeout, this time Calumet College initially sends 11 onto the field. They don't have to sprint one on at the last second. Taylor got his assignment, and Saez lines up to punt for the second time tonight. Alphonse back to return for Midway. This time Saez gets off a good boot. It bounces at the 40, takes a Calumet College hop, and the Crimson Wave down at just in front of the 40-yard line.
Midway's going to have good field position once again here as another train comes rolling through right by the RPG, something we're going to hear all evening. But, yeah, how much can you Crimson Wave defense playing great. At some point, though, you think Midway's going to break through with you're asking your defense to do a lot here in this situation. The offense has really got to pick it up and at least have a couple drives where they move the sticks a few times, give this defense a rest.
To this point, the defense has answered the call. A lot to be happy about on that side of the ball. The whistles go, and Calumet College takes another timeout.
And another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another personnel grouping issue. We had somebody running off the field late, Freddie Strezzo out of Griffith running off the field late there. He was the 12th man on the field. So second time in a play. Timeout because of personnel issue, punt. First defensive play, you got to take a timeout because of personnel grouping issue. Coach Novak wasn't mad about that before. I'm sure he's steaming right now.
And as we mentioned before, the punt, that could really handicap your play calling when you're trying to put together that 2-minute drive at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, both teams with just one timeout remaining.
So after the timeout, once again, Calumet College this time brings 11 onto the field, and Midway opens up in the shotgun. Ramir White, the running back. Palmer takes the snap, looks left, pressure coming, he rolls to his right. Got a little room to run, he takes off, but he cannot escape the first tackle.
Josh Tejada did a good job breaking down there. It looked like Palmer was going to get by him with a juke move, but Tejada was able to grab his leg, make it keep a good solid base there, get the tackle, minimum game there.
Palmer has shown tonight when trying to extend those busted plays. Calumet College's defense has been there to stop the initial outlook, but Palmer has just been extending plays, and Midway's offense just gets a couple more seconds to work with as a result.
And that was an issue for the Cal College defense last week against St. Mary of the Woods, that quarterbacks were able to extend those plays and turn out some big gains there. They're going to have to get home to these quarterbacks here soon.
Play clock winding down. Midway gets it off in time. It's a pitch to Depp on the left side. Sheds one tackle but gets flipped at the 45.
Trevor Bussey out of Knox did a nice job kind of keeping that contained there. Again, didn't make the tackle, but he kept pushing his blocker to the outside and kept forcing the running back to keep stretching things out and allowed those defensive backs to come up and make the tackle for a gain of 5. That could have been a lot bigger of a gain if Bussey doesn't kind of keep that contained there.
3rd and 4 for Midway as the clock winds down, under 12 minutes to go in the half. 4 receivers all to the right side. Depp remains in at running back. It's a pitch play this time to the right side, and Calumet College has it snuffed out. Flag on the play, though. We'll see if that extends this drive for the Eagles.
I think it's going to be in the area of holding. And the referee's getting in the face of one of the Midway players, and he's got to watch out for another flag there. And Ryan Duncan and the referee exchanging some words there. I wonder if that was supposed to be a halfback pass, but Calumet College was in there too quickly with the pitch to the side with 4 receivers. I think that was supposed to be designed halfback pass. Holding against Midway is declined.
That might just be a bad criminal moment. You try to hold to give your running back a little bit more time and space, but clearly it had no effect.
No.
Midway gets the punt team out in a 4th and 5 situation. Moore back on to punt already for the 5th time in the first half. That matches his punt total from all of last game.
This has turned into a punt parade here between both teams.
Calumet College has 2 men deep, Quindarius Davis and Carson Crow. It's a high kick. Davis fields it and immediately gets swallowed up.
That's when you got to feel confident on your catching abilities to field that one in traffic. And
hold on.
We're going to get a personal foul against Quindarius Davis. He threw the ball at the back of number 48, Nolan Jones. Words were being exchanged, and Quindarius Davis makes a big mistake there and just throws the ball at his opponent's back when he's walking off the field. And emotions are running high down on it. We saw that on that play that was called for holding and here on the punt. So both sidelines are going to have to calm their guys down. But you're costing your team some pretty good field position here.
And Midway is one of those teams, they like to talk smack. They want to get in your head to try and get a reaction, and that time they did just that.
Yeah, they got into Quindarius Davis's head. You're gonna have it on both teams.
Yeah, offsetting penalties.
It looked like a sideline warning against.
It was
against Midway, and then the personal foul against the Crimson Wave. So Cal College catches a little bit of a break there.
So instead of having to deal with a 15-yard penalty, they get to start the drive at the 30-yard line. Calumet College really outside of 2 drives hasn't gotten anything going, but those first 2 drives of the ball game, their running attack tore Midway apart.
No, it's not going to be offsetting. Apparently it's just a sideline warning versus the personal foul, so they will start from the 15.
So check that. It is a 15-yard penalty. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line for Calumet College.
And that's just a mistake you can't make. You got to know they're trying to bait you into doing something stupid. You can't do that here.
The Crimson Wave in the pistol for the first time tonight. Handoff Fleming's up the middle, takes a couple of Eagles with him up to the 23-yard line. A good gain of 8 on first down. So coming out of the penalty, Calumet College at least gives themselves a good starting base offensively.
Yeah, now I think they're gonna need to pick up a few first downs here, and obviously you want to score, but the defense has been working overtime. They need a break over there. You got to give your defense a little bit of a rest. Can't go 3 and out again.
It's 2nd and 8 after the 1st and 25. Handoff up the middle once again. Flemings bounces off a couple would-be tacklers and rumbles his way up to the 28.
So that running game is going again for the Crimson Wave. They've gotten away from it a little bit. Antis there with the first down carry, and they're speeding back up. They're hurrying back up to the line. I like when they play with that tempo.
It didn't take too long for them to make up the penalty yardage, and you can tell the crowd is getting back behind their Crimson Wave as well.
Yeah, crowd's been silenced for a little bit after that hot start, but looks like they're picking things back up.
Antis bounces off the right tackle and moves ahead past the 30-yard line. The referees spot this ball at the 32. So a 2nd and 6 for Calumet College. 3 straight runs after the punt. Perhaps they're just going back to what works.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any reason to navigate away from it. You're winning that ground game. Keep after it.
Kano and shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 running back, and an H-back. Handoff Antis once more. Bounces off a couple tacklers, but Logan Butler hauls him in.
Good defense there by Midway. A couple of tacklers there to slow Antis down for pick up about half a yard. Now it's third and 6.
We'll call it 6. 3rd and 6 for the Crimson Wave.
6.5.
You don't have to abandon the run game here.
No, I don't think you do. See if they go back to that read option.
Antis remains the running back. They go play action, throw to the near side. He's got Whitlock. Tries to break away from a tackle, but Midway stops him short of the line to gain.
Yeah, he's going to be about half a yard short. No, they're going to the near side judge there is going to give him the first down.
So a favorable spot for Calumet College. It looked like Midway got him short of the first down marker, but Calumet College, 2 first downs on the drive. Their offense is picking up a little momentum.
Yeah, and I agree with you. They're a favorable spot based off where that far official was. He was going to spot him about half a yard short.
So Calumet College, we'll see if they can capitalize on the spot. Whitlock in motion. It's a shovel pass to him as he breaks around the far side, cuts back at the 40, finds some space up to the 45 where he gets shoved out of bounds.
Nice pickup there on first down. Looks about 7 yards or so, 6-7 yards on that one.
They'll give it a gain of 7. So 2 plays in a row, they go to Whitlock, and it results in 2 good gains.
Yeah, and again, they're starting to mix in the pass a little bit. They're, the little shovel pass, trying to keep that Midway defense honest. See if they go back to the ground game in between the tackles with Fleming. Fleming's back in the game.
2 straight receptions for Whitlock. That actually makes him Calumet College's leading receiver. Fake the handoff to Whitlock. They go up the gut. Fleming sheds a tackle past midfield down to the 46, and Midway stuffs him there. Another Calumet College first down. 3 on the drive already, and it looks like they're getting back in rhythm.
Yeah, this is the exact kind of drive they needed. Now they just need to finish it off, that they're in Midway territory. You're taking time off the clock. We're under 8 minutes to go here in the first half. You're picking up first downs. The ground game is going a little bit. You're able to open up the playbook a little bit more. This has been real solid drive here for the Crimson Wave so far. Their work's not done. They're still 46 yards away from the end zone. They got to finish this one off.
Calumet College's run game has their offense in gear. Flemings remains in at running back. Kano hands off to him, this time around the right side. Stiff arms a man and rumbles his way to the 40.
I like the way Jonathan Flemings runs. He is not scared for contact. He just likes to lower his shoulder and barrel into a defender and said, all right, if you're going to make a tackle, you're going to take some punishment too as well. He's a bigger back for this Sprint Football League, and he runs with a lot of power and a lot of aggressiveness.
Calumet College has a 2nd and 4. Flemings remains in at running back. He and Antis have proved a tough task for Midway to stop through the first quarter and a half. Whitlock in motion. Instead, they go handoff to Flemings, and he dives past the first down marker.
Another first down on the ground for the Crimson Wave here. The sticks keep moving. That running game is getting going again. As we see a couple substitutions here for the Crimson Waves. Darren Reese coming in on that H-back spot.
Dietrich Merriweather gets his first action as well.
Flemings comes out of the game. Jonathan Flemings making a case to be our Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. That's one of 3 awards we're going to hand out in the postgame. That's brought to you by the Crowd Companies. They're the insurance superheroes. Proud to recognize superheroes on the football field.
Merriweather in for the first time. He immediately gets the carry, runs up the middle, splits the Midway defensive line, and he's got himself a gain of about 6.
Dietrich Merriweather, just like Jonathan Flemings, a Michigan City high school grad. Played for Phil Mason over at Ames Field, as well as John Maurick, the offensive coordinator for Cal College, was coaching over there at Michigan City as well.
Check that. It's a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for Calumet College. They go to Merriweather on back-to-back plays once again, around a gain of 3. So he immediately comes in and puts Calumet College in a 3rd and medium.
And I think if you're the Crimson Wave, where it's down the field, you're in 4-down territory right here with the way your running game's been able to push the ball here. I think if you don't pick it up here, you're going to go for it on 4th down.
And the way Calumet College has been running the ball at this point, you just say to yourself, you do it until Midway proves they can stop it. Bernard Taylor in motion. Handoff goes to Merriweather once again. Room up the middle. He gets stacked up at the first down marker. He falls forward, and the officials are going to give him the spot.
Yeah, he got a nice push there at the end to get the first down. So we're approaching 5 minutes to go here in the first half. This has been a great drive for the Crimson Wave. It's exactly what they needed.
It's been almost exclusively on the ground. The only exception, a couple of Markai Whitlock catches, although one of them really functioned as a run since it was a shovel pass. Kano back to throw. Skips away from the rush. Breaks out of a would-be sack. Still on his feet past the line of scrimmage, and he gets leveled after a short gain.
Yeah, he stuck his arm out to pick up a few more yards and kind of paid the price to try to pick up that extra 1.5 yards on the far sideline. He took a shot, but he's up. He's ready to get right back in there.
You don't really want your quarterback taking hits like that, but that's just a huge confidence boost to your team to see your quarterback willing to take hits and brave the contact for some extra yardage. And it turned a would-be sack into a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 for the Crimson Wave. Kano got a man to jump. Midway got back in time, though. No free play. Handoff up the middle, and Flemings has himself a short gain. Calumet College is on the outskirts of the red zone. A 2-yard gain on the play. Check that. That was Antis. So it's 3rd and 6. Calumet College has been good on 3rd down throughout this drive. They'll need another conversion to avoid a long field goal attempt.
Yeah, and Crow in the game at quarterback here for the Crimson Wave.
Carson Crow, his first appearance tonight. He adds a run element to this offense. Midway moved early, flags fly in, and I think Calumet got him.
I think the hard count got him again. We saw that earlier in this game. Offsides against the Eagles.
So 3rd and 6 turns into 3rd and 1. And Calumet College can open up their playbook. They can go a lot of different ways here. What do you usually want to run 3rd and 1?
Actually, apparently that's long enough to give him the first down.
So I apologize.
Wow. And we got another flag here. Let's see what this flag is about.
The referee just spiked it down at the Midway 24.
And that's a personal foul against Midway. Sideline penalty. They already had the sideline warning. So the Midway coach is probably questioning why did they get the first down. And we sure that 5 was enough to give them the first down?
So Midway's aggressive mentality, not just during the plays, but afterwards, this time it cost him.
Yeah, it did, and that's going to set up 1st and goal for the Crimson Wave. As
the ball on the 7. Crow remains in at quarterback. Handoff Flemings up the middle, and Midway was not fooled. A short gain for Jonathan Flemings. Ball on the 5-yard line. Calumet College inches closer to the goal line. 3:33 remains in the first half. Calumet College can double their lead over Midway.
They've taken, 8 minutes off the clock on this drive?
It's all been the running game.
Yeah.
It's worked to a T. Crow hands off for Flemings, read option rather, and he gets into the end zone untouched. Touchdown CCSJ.
And can you blame Midway for keying in on Jonathan Flemings on there? Crow hasn't carried the ball all game. They're going to key in on the big back for the Crimson Wave. Great read by Crow. He's used to running that option, a former Griffith Panther. That's what they run over there, and Crow keeps it himself. A huge drive for the Crimson Wave to double up their lead. Exactly what they needed, as they're an extra point away from going up by 14 points.
Christian Price on for the extra point. He's 1 for 1 to this point tonight. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is through. The Calumet College run game doubles the lead, and Midway just had no answer for the four-headed monster.
They threw technically 2 passes on that drive, the one on the third down conversion and the little shovel pass, right?
Correct.
Yeah, everything else was on the ground, and they went 85 yards, a vast majority of it on the ground. That's not just a way to double your lead. You kind of set the tempo for the rest of the game. You showed your dominance in the trenches on that drive right there.
5 different Crimson Wave players all had carries on the drive, and it has them looking good headed into halftime. 14-0 Crimson Wave, 3:11 left to play in the second. You're watching the game night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Calumet College has gotten it done on both sides of the ball tonight. Their punishing run game has resulted in 14 points, but on the flip side, their defense has allowed just 28 yards, and they're staring down a first-half shutout.
Boy, it just feels like with the way this game has gone, it should be a lot more than 14-0 for the Crimson Wave. They're going to take that as there's a little pooch kick there, squib up the middle to prevent the big return.
Moore picks it up at the 30. Calumet College is all over him. The squib kick works to perfection, and Midway has 70 yards to go if they want to cap off the first half with a touchdown.
Yeah, this has been an absolutely dominating effort for the Crimson Wave so far. Again, you're only up by 2 touchdowns. If you're a Crimson Wave coach fan, you want more than that, but you'll take a 2-touchdown lead with the way your defense is playing. And, they just sat on the bench for 8 minutes. Defensive unit that was out on the field a lot for a good section of that late first quarter, most of the second quarter, or a good portion of the second quarter. So your defense is going to be well rested here. That defensive unit is going to be fired up for the Crimson Wave.
We'll see if DJ Palmer can lead the Eagles down the field. 4-receiver set, direct snap to the running back, Duncan.
Josh DeHada read that all the way, came in and tackled him for no gain.
So 2nd down and 10. Ball remains on the 27-yard line. We'll move it up just a smidge to the 28. Midway's tried that a couple times tonight. The bag of tricks just hasn't worked.
No, a lot of their trick plays that we saw reverse that went for nowhere. We saw what we think was a attempted halfback pass here, the direct snap. None of them have picked him up any yards. In fact, most of them have lost yards.
Duncan remains the running back. Another 4-receiver set. Palmer drops back. Rush coming. He fires long down the far side, and it's incomplete. Penther Alphonse double covered. Palmer would have had to unleash a perfect throw to get it to him. And Midway has a 3rd and 9.
Isaiah Bird there from the safety spot. Didn't get a good read on that. If he would have backed up just a little bit more, he probably would have had an interception there. And I'm not sure if Palmer just has a hitch in his throw naturally or if he kind of hesitated there. I don't know if you noticed that, Ryan, that he kind of went into his motion and stopped for a brief second and then fired it.
I think he might have just second-guessed himself in motion.
Right, and then at that point it's like, it's too late, I got to go. So we'll have to see if that's just kind of a natural throwing motion for him or if he just kind of, because he had a receiver open for a second, he just underthrew him.
Play clock winding down. It's at 1. They get off the snap just in time. Handoff up the middle, and there is nowhere to go.
Nazir Ford in on the tackle, big 94 for the Crimson Wave. He is out of Chicago Bowen High School, so he's got some of his former teammates here watching him on the sidelines on a recruiting visit. And boy, your offense goes on an 85-yard drive, takes up 8 minutes, they score a touchdown. Now your defense forces a 3-and-out. Let's see if and you start with the football in the third quarter. See if the Crimson Wave can pick up another score here before the half. 1:40 to go.
Both Isaiah Bird and Quindarius Davis back to receive this Preston Moore punt. A little bit of hang time. Davis lets it bounce. It hits off of him, and Midway is all over it. A muff punt sets Midway up at the Calumet College 36.
Yeah, that's a mistake you just can't make when you're a return man. Quindarius Davis had no business being around that football in that situation and just giving a free possession away to the opponent when it's still just a two-possession ball game.
1:29 left to play in the half. Midway can break their offensive slump and generate a little bit of momentum going into halftime. Both teams have one timeout each. That might come into play, but with the ball already on the 36, Midway can run their entire playbook.
Yeah, and the clock stops at as the chain set for a first down, so Midway's got plenty of time to work with here in this short field. Crimson Wave defense got to step up.
Palmer the only one in the backfield. Shotgun, 5 receivers set. It's a quick bubble screen intended for Dwayne Depp. He didn't turn around in time.
Yeah, miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver there. Palmer staring him down the whole way. That was his only intended target. Receiver just not ready for it.
2nd and 10. Ball remains at the Calumet College 36. Midway has had no luck throwing the ball tonight. It just hasn't been there for him. Wasn't there really last week, only 10 completions.
How many tonight? Just the one?
Just the one.
On the third and 17 was the only pass they completed.
Palmer back to throw, rolls right, pressure coming, has to get rid of it. No one's there.
Pressure.
The closest receiver to him was Penther Alphonse.
Pressure
and
right
once
away.
Again,
Sorry.
Midway in 3rd and long.
Pressure right away up the middle. Josh Tejeda coming in. Nazir Ford in there as well to get some immediate pressure on Palmer and make him uncomfortable.
To amend a previous statement, DJ Palmer does have 4 completions tonight, but 3 of them have come on shovel passes, which essentially function as runs. So that's bolstered his passing stats a little bit, but really the only true completion was that 3rd and 17, like you mentioned.
Yeah, the one down the field reception they've had was just the 1 3rd and 17.
No choice here for Midway but to throw. Depp in at running back to Palmer's right. They fake the handoff, read option up the gut. Palmer takes a couple of Calumet defenders with him down to the 31. 4 down territory perhaps for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think you go for it here. That's what that play is set up, a manageable 4th down situation. And, the clock's running a little bit. You have one timeout, but you don't want to give the ball right back to CCSJ with some of the big play capabilities they have.
They might just want to bleed the clock here. They're content to let the game clock roll under 50 seconds. They're yet to break huddle, 12 seconds on the play clock. So 4th and 5. Depp in at running back. 4 receivers in the pattern. They fake handoff Depp. Palmer runs it up the middle, and he cannot make it to the first down marker. 2 consecutive read options on 3rd and 4th down. Calumet College was not fooled.
No, but that play right there was all about taking time off the clock with waiting until there's about 2 seconds left to snap it. Now there's under 30 seconds to go here in the half. Crimson Wave with only one timeout. We'll see how aggressive they get coming out of the break, and I'm going to guess they're just going to take a knee.
I think you're right. Kano in shotgun. A couple other running backs accompany him in the backfield. They might just run this ball rather than take the knee in the off chance he breaks it. I beg your pardon, he drops to a knee, and once the 23 seconds go in the quarter, we'll be headed to halftime. Calumet College has dominated on the ground tonight, and it's resulted in their 14-0 lead. And their defense did the work on Midway's offense. Lost in the shuffle, they shut them out.
Yeah, the defense has been outstanding for the Crimson Wave. Really dominated that first half of play. As we're going to set things up, we're going to get it set here as we track down Coach Novak. We're going to throw it down to our sideline reporter, Roxanne Inez here in just a moment when they get everything all set up. She's going to have a word with Coach Novak.
As we take a look at the first half stats before we send it down to Roxanne, Blaze Kano did not need to throw the ball too much.
We're still waiting for Coach Novak to get over there before we throw it down.
4 for 8, 24 yards, but his biggest contribution has been on the ground tonight. 6 rushes for 87 yards. He has been Calumet College's leading rusher. Jonathan Fleming's 10 attempts, 75 yards and a score. Carson Crow, the only other Calumet College player to find pay dirt, he scored on his only rush, a 5-yard scamper to close out their final drive of the second quarter. Coach Novak is with Roxanne. Let's send it down to the sidelines. She's still going.
We're working on the camera here.
Oh, we'll have the halftime show for you next, camera or not, here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Yeah, we got the Host Connection halftime report coming up here as we get the camera situation situated. Apologies for the technical difficulties with getting the audio feed down from Roxanne's interview with Coach Novak. We'll get that fixed over the post game here. But yeah, we got the Host Connections halftime report coming up here after this break. So stay with us. We got 17 minutes till third quarter begins. We'll be back after this here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hanger Insurance Group in Crown Point is passionate about providing a premier service insurance agency featuring customized coverage and meaningful relationships. They understand that you've built a life and they want to help you protect it. From home to life insurance, they offer a wide variety of coverage to fit your needs. From choosing a plan to filing claims, Hanger Insurance Group agents are ready to help. Stop in for a quote at 950 South Court Street in Crown Point or visit them online at hangerinsurancegroup.com. Protect what you love.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Attention homeowners, ready to start your next project? Need to pay off your debt? Refinance your home? Unlock the value of your home with a Centier Bank no-fee home equity loan or home equity line of credit. Stop by a local Centier branch today or visit us on the web at centier.com/home equity. Terms and conditions subject to change without notice, subject to credit approval. Centier Bank, NMLS number 408076, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure. For over 113 years, Burns Funeral Home and Crematory has been assisting families in their time of need. Serving Northwest Indiana, the staff at Burns Funeral Home and Crematory will help guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony to honor the life and memory of a loved one. Whether it's a simple, elaborate, traditional, or unique service, the caring family at Burns Funeral Home and Crematory will tailor a ceremony to fit your needs. Visit them on the web at burnsfuneral.com or give them a call at 942-1117.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
College is sitting pretty at the halfway point at Ray P. Gallivan Field. 14-0 over Midway, and Nathan, it's been ground and pound all night long.
Yeah, it really has, and you know, like we said before, that I don't think the score differential on the board reflects how one-sided this game has been, especially when this Cal College running game is getting going, as we saw in that 85-yard drive they had. That took up 8 minutes in that second quarter that led to their second touchdown of the night. It's been an outstanding rushing effort for the Crimson Wave here so far this evening, and when they're winning that battle of the trenches, they are hard to stop.
Taking a look inside the box score, Blaze Kano is actually Calumet College's leading rusher. 87 yards on 6 attempts, though it feels like Jonathan Flemings has been the main guy. 10 carries, 75 yards in his score. Kano's been the one to get it done the most with his legs.
Yeah, Kano was the first play of the game, ran for 57 yards down to the 5-yard line, and at a drive they didn't even end up scoring on. But Flemings, 10 carries for 75 yards and a touchdown himself. Just his efficiency, he never gets stopped for no gain, just a gain of 1 yard, 2 yards. He seems like every time Jonathan Flemings touches the ball, he's picking up 4, 5, 6 yards at a chunk and averaging 7.5 yards a carry here in this one with a long of 20. He's been outstanding here.
Head coach Jay Novak loves having that depth in terms of ball carriers, and it's shown tonight. 6 different Crimson Wave offensive players have carried the ball at least once, and you've seen all 3 of the team's primary running backs with at least 1 carry. Jonathan Flemings, Elijah Artis, Dietrich Meriwether, they've all had positive runs tonight, and Midway's just had no answer for that 3-headed attack.
No, and they all contributed on that long touchdown drive for the Crimson Wave as well, and Carson Crow was the one who finished that off with a touchdown run. Here, is that the play we're watching? Yes, it is. Carson Crow's touchdown run we're seeing on our Region Sports replay right here from 5 yards out. So even the backup quarterbacks getting in on the rushing attack for the Crimson Wave. That's when life is going well.
The Crimson Wave offense has been so good tonight that we haven't even talked about their defense yet.
Yeah.
Through the first half, Midway ran 25 plays, total of 37 yards.
Wow, that is outstanding for that Crimson Wave defense. They've made life difficult for DJ Palmer. He's only completed 1 pass, actually downfield, a couple shovel passes for him, for the quarterback for Midway, but they can't get the running game going consistently. They're constantly putting pressure on Palmer. He's got no open targets. This Crimson Wave defense, when we talked to Coach Novak before the game, he said there was a focus and intensity he hasn't seen out of his team before. That's evident in his defense tonight.
6 rushing yards, period, for Midway. And
Wow.
like Calumet College, they've tried a couple different ball carriers. They've had 6 with at least 1 carry. Their leading rusher is their quarterback, DJ Palmer. He only has 15 yards.
Yeah, and a lot of those came on one of their final possession of the half, where he ran a couple design quarterback runs there. I think he picked up 7-8 yards on 2 carries there. So nothing is coming easy for this Midway offense, with as quickly as this Cal College defensive front are winning their battles in the trenches.
It seems clear the Crimson Wave put that overtime loss last week in the rearview mirror, and they are having their way with the Midway Eagles as they search for their first win in program history.
Yeah, and Coach Novak said he didn't think he'd have to give a pregame speech because how fired up and intense his guys were. Hoping he's giving them a halftime speech, talking about the importance of closing this one out. They had a lead at halftime last week. Everybody was excited. Everybody was pumped. You got a 14-point lead again this week. You still got 2 quarters of football to play. You're not out of the woods just yet. You got to close this one out strong, and I think he wants to look to make a statement here in these final 2 quarters and get that first victory for the Crimson Wave.
We'll take a short break, but when we come back, the halftime show continues here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Are you a steel hauler? Come work for Area Transportation. You must have a current valid Class A commercial driver's license and at least 1 year of recent verifiable steel hauling experience and at least 2 years of recent verifiable interstate experience operating a commercial motor vehicle. Call recruiting at 1-855-400-6939. That's 1-855-400-6939.
Sudden injury or illness can happen anytime. When it does, feel better fast. Urgent care at Pinnacle Hospital. We have a network of highly qualified physicians, and your wait is minutes, not hours. We offer on-site laboratory and radiology services. We accept most insurance, Medicare, and Medicaid, plus the biggest cash pay discount in Northwest Indiana. We're recognized by Press Ganey in the top 3% in the country for customer satisfaction. Feeling better fast. Urgent care at Pinnacle Hospital.
Thank you for taking me home. It's so far.
Don't worry about it, Grandma. This will be fun. 2 chocolate milkshakes, please.
Make it 3.
3?
Did you get his number?
No, Grandma. Grandma!
Excuse me.
Some relationships get better with time. That's why I got a cross-check.
97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road.
I'm so glad you got a Subaru.
I wonder who gave me the idea.
Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Check out the new Subarus at Castle Subaru in Portage. Ethos Dental Group in Munster, Crown Point, and Cedar Lake offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, Munster, Crown Point, and Cedar Lake. Hanger Insurance Group in Crown Point is passionate about providing a premier service insurance agency featuring customized coverage and meaningful relationships. They understand that you've built a life and they want to help you protect it. From home to life insurance, they offer a wide variety of coverage to fit your needs. From choosing a plan to filing claims, Hanger Insurance Group agents are ready to help. Stop in for a quote at 950 South Court Street in Crown Point or visit them online at hangerinsurancegroup.com. Protect what you love.
Did you know? Wow, they'll prepare fresh fish while you wait. Did you know?
They make over 40,000 donuts from scratch every week.
Did you know?
They offer 23 different deli platters for your party.
Did you know?
They have freshly chopped fajita mix ready to cook.
Did you know?
They have the best fried chicken in the area.
Did you know?
They offer our signature curbside service 14 hours a day.
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals, and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
We're just a couple minutes away from the second half between Calumet College of St. Joseph and Midway University. It's been all Calumet College through the first half, 14-0. As the Crimson Wave look to secure their first win in program history.
Yeah,
Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Nathan Laird. Nathan, it looks like everything went to plan for Calumet College in the first half.
Yeah, they just, they had one drive that they had the ball way down there. They weren't able to finish off that first drive of the game. But other than that, and a couple drives there late in the first quarter that they went 3 and out on. But, again, they are absolutely dominating this game on both sides of the ball. The lines on both sides, the fronts for both the offense and the defense are taking control. Now there's a few things you need to clean up if you're the Crimson Wave. Special teams mistake there late in the first half. That gave Midway the ball right back. You've got a couple personnel substitution issues. That, of course, should have burned a couple timeouts. So not a perfect half for the Crimson Wave, but a lot to feel good about. And I'm sure Coach Novak talked to his team during the break about finishing this one off. You had a lead at halftime last week against St. Mary of the Woods. You let that one slip away in overtime. This week, the focus has got to be on finishing this one off strong and not letting it win, the first win in program history, get away from him.
Before the second half gets underway, let's get you updated with the scores throughout the Midwest Sprint Football League.
And
this is the last action of the day. The only live game, the other two have gone final. Bellarmine took down Fontbonne by a score of 14-6. St. Mary of the Woods followed up that overtime win from last week by taking another dub, their first ever at home over Quincy, 21-7.
And that's a Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update brought to you by Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store.
We could be on the verge of history tonight in Whiting. 14-0, Calumet College over Midway. These are two of the three remaining teams in the newly formed Midwest Sprint Football League that have not yet won a game. And Calumet College can make that just two.
Yeah, they're trying to get that first one. It'd be a great night, and obviously you wanted to win that first ever game for the program, but to do it at homecoming would be special as well for the Crimson Wave, and that's what they're trying to do here. That's what they're one half of football away from doing as they line up to receive the opening kickoff of the second half.
A trio of Crimson Wave players back deep. Sean Richardson to kick it off for Midway. He puts his foot through it, and the second half is started. Taylor takes it at his own 15, looking for some running room retreats, and Midway gulps him up at the 24-yard line. Really no running room there. And Calumet College's offense gets to work at their own 25.
We'll see how the Crimson Wave come. I have to imagine they're going to come out running the football and being aggressive on the ground game again. The clock is running. The clock has been running since he's been tackled on the kickoff.
Now the referees, I believe, just noticed that the whistles blow to stop play. I think they want to communicate that to the press box here at Ray P. Gallivan Field.
I believe they're supposed to be 14:50 on the clock.
We'll have a momentary pause in the action as the scoreboard resets.
It's interesting. Carson Crow out there at quarterback. It looks like, if my eyes don't deceive me, there.
That is right. Blaze Kano is on the sidelines right now.
Yeah, and he's fully suited up. I was trying because he took quite the shot late in that half, but he's standing there. Looks like he's ready to go back in, but maybe they like this option game that Carson Crow gives him.
Kano fakes the handoff to Flemings, takes it up the gut himself, runs through a couple of Midway tacklers towards the first down marker, and the officials give him the spot.
Yeah,
Kano had a couple of productive plays at the end of the first half. He capped it off with that touchdown, and he begins the second with a first down.
Yeah, with Crow in there, you're not looking to run the football. You're going to see a lot of that read option, sticking to that ground game. And the first play with Crow in there for the first half, they stick to the option and pick up a first down.
Kano remains in at quarterback. This time he gives it off to Flemings, but Midway wins the battle at the line of scrimmage and knocks him down after just a short game.
That's not too often we see. Jonathan Fleming's been able to get back to the line of scrimmage. I thought he lost a couple there on first glance as Crow stays in at quarterback. It's not too often that you're stopping Jonathan Flemings for no gain.
2nd and 10 for the Crimson Wave. Crow goes from under center back to shotgun. Handoff, Flemings up the middle, gets a couple of yards, carries a couple Midway tacklers with him across the 40, and that sets up around a 3rd and 4.
It looked like he was going to get stopped for, 2-3 yards on that one, and then he just kept those legs churning, lowered his shoulder, picked up about 3 more. Nice gain there for Flemings on 2nd down.
It's still Crow in for Calumet College. Blaze Kano is still in full uniform on the sidelines. I think they just like what Crow has to offer to begin this second half. Low snap, he handles it though. Read option, Crow up the middle, and he powers past the first down marker.
Well, that read option's been there all game for Cal College. We saw that the first game with Blaze Kano, picking up 57 yards. He struggled to run it from that point on, and Carson Crow scored the touchdown on a read option. I think they like something in this Midway defense, that read option out of shotgun, that they're going to stick with Carson Crow on this drive here.
1st and 10 from the Calumet College 48 as they march up the field on their first drive of the second half. Crow looks back towards the Calumet College sidelines for the play call. Play clock running down. It's at 6 seconds. Crow back to pass. Quick slant to the right side. It's in and out of Ruth's hands. Taquan Coutinho in on the coverage. He was right there to break up the pass, but Nathan, I'm sure you'll agree with me, that's one Lauren Ruth probably wants back.
Yeah, I think so. Nice on-target throw there by Crow. Great coverage by Coutinho. Not sure if he made contact with that one or not, but that's one Ruth's got to haul in.
So 2nd and 10. Calumet College still just behind midfield. That is Fleming still in at running back. The handoff goes to Flemings, cuts back towards midfield, and makes his way to midfield.
Yeah, pickup of 2 on that one. Had to make a jump cut to get there. It looked like he was going to get caught in the backfield for a sizable loss, but Flemings with the cut gets 2. 3rd and 8 here for the Crimson Wave, with Crow staying in at quarterback.
So after 2 first downs on the ground, Calumet College finds themselves behind schedule here in a 3rd and 8. But the way they've been running the ball, I wouldn't rule out a read option here.
No, I wouldn't either, with the way Crow is able to just find a seam right up the middle and pick up big chunks of yards.
Crow in shotgun. Midway stacks the box. They bring the pressure. Crow back to pass, scans the field, fires it deep, and it goes through the hands of a Calumet College receiver and incomplete.
Flag on the field as well. I think you're going to have holding against the Crimson Wave. It's going to be declined.
Markai Whitlock had a shot at it, but his view may have been obstructed by a Midway defender, and the Eagles will gladly take that.
Yeah, they're going to force the punt here, as Cal College was finding success on the ground, and then they took to the air a couple times there and have to punt on that. That getting behind kind of the progress, getting behind the chains there on that first down drop really threw a wrench into that drive.
So Jared Saez on to boot it away to Panther Alphonse. He handles a low snap off the turf and hits it high in the air. Midway will let this drop. The ball takes a Calumet College bounce, and Alphonse picks it up off the hop, charges his way towards the 50-yard line, and Saez lays the hammer down on him.
Yeah, I was surprised that Panther Alphonse came up and fielded that. It ended up being the wise decision. He got a good chunk of yardage for his team, but the punter getting his nose in there and making the hit on the near sidelines. That's going to fire up his teammates.
So even after Midway took the ball past midfield, Calumet College still might have a big momentum boost, even with a short field to cover.
Yeah, and anytime like that, you see the sidelines fired up. Saez getting some pats on the back there. Now the defense has got to get to work here.
Palmer under center, a pitch to the running back, and he has nowhere to go. Duncan behind the line of scrimmage. The Calumet College defensive line just met him right after he took the pitch.
That's been the story of this game. That defensive line has been living in the backfield on these running plays for Cal College. It's been impressive to watch. These guys are just flying to the football.
Duncan's had a few carries today. The quarterback / wide receiver has lined up primarily in the backfield, but he just hasn't been able to get any room. Calumet College has just won the battle up front. It's officially a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 from midfield. Palmer in shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Fires deep down the far sideline, almost picked off. It went right through Bird's hands. A missed opportunity for the Calumet College defense.
Boy, that's what he's going to have some nightmares about. This is like it's an intended pass for Bird, the safety, Isaiah Bird, for Cal College from Haines City, Florida. He's got to come down with that one, and he's kind of looking at it, and that's why he plays defensive back, not receiver, right?
You'd like to think so, but if he keeps making plays like that, he might not be playing defensive back for too much longer.
That's true. He's still got his head down. He's slapping himself on the helmet. He knows he missed a golden opportunity there to get this crowd fired back up with a pick.
So instead of an INT, it's 3rd and 11 for Midway. They'll have to throw again. Palmer over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Isaac Hegwood. A tipped ball. A much tougher play to make, but 2 dropped interceptions, and Midway, at the very least, can punt.
Yeah, Isaac Hedgewood, I think, was going for the big hit there on that one, and not keeping his eyes up for the INT. But either way, you force the punt. Quindarius Davis back to receive for the Crimson Wave. But that's 2 chances that Cal College could have set themselves up with great field position.
They do, though, force the 3 and out. Preston Moore back to punt for the Eagles. Low snap, almost blocked. It's a driven kick. Bird fields it at the 20, breaks a tackle immediately after fielding the punt, and carries a couple of Midway special teamers past the 25.
So this, we'll see who comes out of quarterback for this Crimson Wave offense. Is it going to be Kano? Is it going to be Crow? We'll see. It looks like it's going to be Blaze Kano coming out, play quarterback.
As anticipated, Kano is okay. They just like the looks they were getting from Carson Crow. But after that first drive of the half stalled, Calumet College goes back to their starting QB.
Yeah, Kano can obviously run the ball. I think Crow's the more natural runner. Kano's the more natural thrower. So you got a little bit more options here with Kano, who's still their leading ground gainer on the ground, I believe.
Kano hands off to Antis up the middle. Midway right there to meet him. A minimal gain on first down. Calumet College has had a lot of success on the ground tonight, but perhaps Midway is starting to key in.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to stretch this defense at some point, and with the arm of Blaze Kano. Take a shot downfield. They haven't taken too many. They took one earlier that was dropped. Let's see if the Crimson Wave take a deep shot here, because you got 8, 9 guys in the box here for this Midway Eagles defense. They're playing run all the way.
It goes in the books as a gain of 1. So 2nd and 9 from the Calumet College 28. Whitlock in motion. It's a shovel pass to him. He sprints towards the far side, cuts back, heads towards the middle of the field, jukes away from another defender, but Midway knocks him down behind the line of scrimmage.
I believe it was Luke Guerrero, the defensive end on the it was Luke Guerrero, the defensive end on the far side. Did an awesome job making sure that nobody was getting around him, setting that edge, and really blowing that play up, because it was there if it weren't for Luke Guerrero's efforts on the defensive end.
So back to square one for Calumet College. It's a 3rd and 10 from the 26-yard line. Midway stacks the box once again. 7 to rush. Whistles go. Midway takes a timeout, their first of the half.
Yeah, not even or just over 6 minutes into the second half in a 2-touchdown game. That could be something that you're going to want in your pocket later on. I have to take that timeout here for late in the game, but we'll see if it comes to that. And speaking of late in the game, we got 3 awards we're going to hand out, including our proud Union home play of the game. That's brought to you by the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. Build your future at IKORCC.com. We have that. We have the Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. We also have the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game. That's brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn. So we got some plenty of football left to play here, but we got some work to do when we're going to pick our 3 award winners.
I think you might have to get an award for rattling all 3 of those off from memory.
Yeah, I didn't look
that
at
was
the
impressive.
I wrote all the reads myself, so I remember all of them.
Still very impressive.
Well, thank you.
For someone that can't remember what he had for breakfast today, I don't think it's too hard to be impressed. at least I'm not that hard to impress. So after the timeout, Calumet College comes in shotgun. Midway stacks the box once again, 7 with 4 in coverage.
They're going to get one-on-one match with the safety at some point. You're going to have to take a shot over the top.
Kano drops back. Midway pressure coming. Throw over the middle. Kano's got Whitlock at the 45. Breaks a tackle at the 50 and gets tripped up down to the Midway 45. Pressure in his face, and Kano delivered a ball right on schedule for a huge Calumet College game.
Looking at, because I can look at our video screen on a little bit of a delay there, and we're going to watch the Region Sports replay. I think that was a designed screen with the way there was kind of the jailbreak, everybody coming in to Fleming's, but Kano saw the one-on-one coverage from the outside. And watch this here on the Region Sports replay. The way the offensive line set up, that looked like it was set up to be a screen. And with Kano, giving Kano the option on the one-on-one on the outside, he got it. He found his target downfield.
For those Madden players of a certain age, it looked like Midway ran engage 8.
Yeah,
and Kano wasn't phased. He delivered a picture-perfect ball over the middle.
Yeah, that was great poise and great decision-making by the Cal College quarterback. Huge pickup. And again, that crowd, which has been quieted a little bit, is back up in this ball game. Is timeout to set the chains after that big first down.
It officially goes in the books as a gain of 29 as Calumet College sets up at the Midway 45. Crow takes the snap, handoff for Flemings, and he drags a Midway defender down to the 44.
Pickup of 1 yard there for Flemings. Again, I think this is a drive you're going to be happy about with Cal College, ball in their territory. You're looking to take a bunch of time off the clock with that running game here.
And not just that, you want to put this one out of reach.
It feels like a third touchdown here. Maybe wouldn't quite seal the deal, but it would make things life awfully difficult for Midway with the way this Crimson Wave defense is playing.
Bernard Taylor in motion, fake handoff to him. Instead it goes to Fleming, and he powers for about a 2-yard gain.
Nice tackle there by Tristan Barrios, because if he doesn't make that tackle, I think Flemings is still running.
But back to that point we were just talking about, Calumet College had a 14-point lead at the end of the first quarter against St. Mary of the Woods, and they let that slip. So I think part of that halftime message, I know we talked about it a little bit, is keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah, it's not time to let up just yet. And, you're working that clock, but you're not in, clock kill mode just yet. You're still running your offense here on 3 and 6. We'll see what they come out with, but it feels like a third touchdown would win this game.
Taylor in motion across the formation. Kano back to pass. Pressure comes up the middle. A throw off his back foot, and it bounces at Kayshawn Prather's feet. And Midway forces a 4th down situation. We'll see how Calumet College decides to play it. And it looks like head coach Jay Novak wants to send out the punt team.
Yeah, he's going to trust his defense here and try to pin him deep. And we just said his name for Midway, Tristan Barrios. Perfectly timed that blitz on that one coming in. Kano had no choice but to throw it off his back foot.
So Saez back out to punt. Alphonse lines up at his own 12 to return. Saez gets it away without too much pressure. The ball takes a Calumet bounce. It rolls inside the 10, inside the 5. And the Crimson Wave will down it at the Midway 3.
We saw him do that 3 times last week. He does it again, pinning the opponent within the 5-yard line. Nice punt again by Jared Saez.
So he laid down a big hit after his last punt. Now he downs Midway inside the 5. We might have to think about him as the superhero of the game.
That's true. He could be that Crowell Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. Jared Saez apparently just needs to make some contact, and then he's getting the punt game going.
And Midway really didn't rush him that time, and he was able to get off a good boot, his best punt of the night. Clock under 7 minutes in the third quarter. Midway has to go the length of the field to cut the Calumet College lead in half.
Shotgun
the
here.
Running back beside Palmer. Hand off to him around the left side. Gets past the 5 towards the 10. Still on his feet. Spins away from a tackle. Sheds a bit of contact, and he's out of bounds around the 11-yard line.
That's a huge run for Midway there just to give them some breathing room. I was surprised they went shotgun on the 3-yard line with the issues they've had on those shotgun snaps here tonight, but running back bails them out here.
So they spot the ball at the 10. It's a 2nd and 4 officially. Depp may have broken 3 or 4 tackles.
Yeah, that was an outstanding effort there. Yeah, now you got a little bit more, you got a lot more room to work with.
Midway in the pistol. Depp remains in at running back. Collins across the formation. Ball goes to the running back, Depp, and he gets a minimal gain.
He's still going to pick up the first down, though.
They're going to give it to him. You're right. Kind of hard to see from this angle, but he got enough. Midway moves the chains. That's a big first down. Now they're working with a little breathing room.
5:40 to go here in the third quarter. Great night here at Ray P. Gallivan Field. Game 2 for the Crimson Wave.
The Eagles in the pistol once again. Man in motion. That's Rylan Robinson. A read option this time with Palmer, and he races out of bounds just shy of the Midway 20.
He was able to escape the arm tackle attempt by Nazir Fort and get to that outside. You feel this Midway team starting to pick up some momentum on this ground game.
And just like Calumet College did in the first half with their rushing attack, Midway took a page out of their playbook, and perhaps their offense has a little momentum going. 2nd and 4, ball on the Midway 19-yard line. Still a ways to go if they want to have the Calumet College lead. Empty set. Palmer a QB draw, and Nazir Fort gets right up in his grill.
And Nazir Fort missed the arm tackle last time. This time around, he was not letting go of Palmer.
The Bowen High School grad makes a big play in front of his former teammates.
And we saw about, 7, 8, 9 kids from Chicago Bowen here tonight on a recruiting visit. 33 kids overall here visiting Cal College this evening. They're seeing a fun night.
And the Crimson Wave have put on a heck of a show for them, both on the field and in the stands. These fans have been raucous tonight. Officially goes as no gain, 3rd and 4. Palmer retreats in the pocket, pressure coming, fires over the middle, just out of the reach of Rylan Robinson.
And Palmer, when they go back and look at the film, he's going to see a missed opportunity. He had Versailles Duncan coming out of the backfield, wide open on a wheel route. Would have been a huge pickup if he would have looked to his right.
Instead, Midway has to punt. Preston Moore will do so. A pair of Calumet College return men in Isaiah Bird and Quindarius Davis. This is Moore's 8th punt of the night. He handles a low snap off the turf. Calumet College nearly blocked it. Bird lets it go over his head. It takes a Midway bounce around the 40. I think it hit a Midway gunner. So we'll see where this ball gets spotted. They down it at the 37, and that is where the referees will spot it. I thought that hit a leg.
Yeah, it took such an odd, sharp bounce there that I thought it did as well, but that's a nice punt there. That's what Midway needed.
But Calumet College gets their offense back onto the field. They've had a couple of good starts to drives.
You got a personal foul against Cal College.
A really late flag. Somebody must have said something after the play.
Yeah, that's again the mistakes that you can't make, and that's 2 personal fouls on punt returns.
And one of them, Quindarius Davis, just threw the ball at a Midway player with his back turned that time. Just some extra jawing after the play. Yes, you have a lead, but these are the types of errors that can help you quickly lose it.
Yeah, and you have a lead. It's still only a two possession lead. That it's not the safest lead there is. You're not up by 4 or 5 touchdowns, just 2 here. You got to keep your composure.
Kano back in at quarterback for Calumet College. He drops back to pass on the first play. It's a screen. It goes right through Fleming's hands.
And he had yardage in front of him, too.
Perhaps he was just pulling the cart before the horse there. He saw all that green turf in front of him, and he forgot the football.
That's a missed opportunity. With the way, as well as this Cal College team has played tonight, they've had plenty of opportunities for big plays that, drops and a penalty and a bad snap has really hurt them tonight, holding them to just 14 points.
2nd and 10 at the Calumet College 22. Dax Dietz checks in at tight end. Handoff, Fleming's up the middle. He's got room to work. Past the 30. Breaks a tackle at the 35, and he's got a bunch of turf to work with. 30, 20, knocked out of bounds just shy of the 10. Jonathan Flemings, the reigning MSFL Player of the Week, just showed off the wheels.
He does not want to give that title up. That's a candidate for our proud Union home play of the game. Once Jonathan Flemings gets some green in front of him, he takes off. Keandre Hill did a great job tracking him down. But a huge run for the Crimson Wave here, setting up. I was about to say 1st and goal, but it's on the 11-yard line, so they can still pick up first down here.
Kano out, Crow in at quarterback as Calumet College goes with their red zone package. Elijah Antis, the running back, to his left. Read option, Crow takes it past the 10, sprints towards the pylon, touchdown, Crimson Wave.
You knew the read option was coming with Carson Crow in the game, his 2nd touchdown on the ground of the night. Great block there. I got to get the number because 82 is not on our Crimson Wave roster, but there was a great block on the outside by one of the receivers. Excuse me, that's 88. That is...
Bernard Taylor there.
Bernard Taylor with a great block on the outside to get the edge for Carson Crow, who did the rest.
Christian Price on for the PAT. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is through. 21 points for Calumet College. All 3 touchdowns have come on the ground tonight, and they have a sizable lead over the Midway Eagles. We head to break. The 3rd quarter continues when we come back. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a Union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Another rushing touchdown, and Carson Crow has Calumet College up by 3 scores. 21-0 with just under 3:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Midway is running out of time to put up an answer.
Yeah, that was a touchdown set up by a 67-yard rush by Jonathan Flemings, as we're going to have another pooch kick here.
It's picked up just past the 40, and Charles Frazier Jr. muscles his way to the Midway 45.
Looks like he took a shot there. He's on a knee. He's getting helped up.
Haven't said his name too much. One of the 5 running backs on the Midway roster. He gets his first touch on special teams.
Let's take a look again at that Jonathan Fleming's touchdown
setup.
Touchdown setup, 67 yards. Keandre Hill does a nice job tracking him down, preventing the touchdown. But you mentioned Jonathan Fleming's the Player of the Week in the conference last week. He's trying to hold on to that title again tonight. He does have the 1 touchdown tonight. As we have an injury on the field, let's take a timeout. We'll be back after this. Here you're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Calumet College's defense is pitching a shutout as we approach the end of the third quarter. 3:20 left to play. The Crimson Wave up 21-0, though Midway has good starting field position as they take the field at their own 45. Palmer drops back to pass, looks towards the sideline, tipped up in the air and caught.
Went through the hands of Quindarius Davis, and then the receiver
was Panther Alphonse, the tip drill right there.
Yeah, and boy, that's what, the third interception we've seen go through the hands of a Cal College defensive back. This time, Midway's able to take advantage and pick up a nice gain on first down.
Another missed opportunity for a turnover from the CCSJ defense, and Midway breathes some new life into their offense.
Like I said, that's at least 3 picks they should have had.
Palmer in shotgun in a 2nd and 1. Rolls to his right. It's a design QB run. Tries to get the edge, but he trips over his running back's feet. Dwayne Depp was setting up to be a lead blocker, and Palmer just ran into him for a loss.
Yeah, he's going to lose about 1.5 yards, and he would have picked up that first down if he's able to keep his balance there. That's a tough break for the Midway Eagles.
It'll be 3rd and 2 from the Calumet College 47. But Midway still in position to try and get their offense going. They had that big break with the Alphonse reception that really should have been a Quindarius Davis interception. They are still without a first down in this half. Palmer from the pistol. Handoff up the middle. Depp runs into a Crimson Wave, and they take him down behind the line of scrimmage. The referees call for forward progress, and despite the gain of 9 on first down, Midway has to contend with a 4th down, and we'll see if head coach Dan Davis wants to keep his offense out there.
Trevor Bussey, the first in a whole host of Crimson Wave defenders to make that tackle, and he is going to leave the offense out there. Hey, 1:15 to go here in the third quarter, down by 3 touchdowns. Your offense hasn't done much. You got to try to take a shot here while you got field position.
Really isn't much of a decision to be made here. Calumet College shows blitz. Midway in shotgun design. QB run. Palmer stumbles and he goes down at the 50.
I don't know if anybody touched him. I think when he was trying to change directions there, I think he falls on his own.
Perhaps the turf monster got him.
Yep. I think that's what it was.
And Calumet College's defense is fired up. Their offense will go to work at midfield, and with time winding down in the third quarter, it feels like one more score might just do it.
Yeah, if you're Cal College, you're feeling comfortable with where you're at with the way your defense is playing, being up 3 scores. But it ain't over till it's over. But a 4-touchdown lead here would give you a lot of breathing room with as good as your defense has been tonight.
Calumet College only had 10 on the field. Jose Cortez has to run on at the last second to make up the numbers. Fortunately, enough time on the play clock to work with. Merriweather, the running back, he gets the carry, takes it past midfield, through to around the Midway 42. Clock continues to run, perhaps time for one more play to close out the third.
Blaze Cano is staying in at quarterback here on this drive, and they're picking up the tempo a little bit, getting to the line, looking over the sidelines for their calls. This has been an impressive performance tonight for Cal College on both sides of the ball.
Cano resets the offense. Merriweather remains in at running back. The man goes in motion. Handoff Merriweather up the middle. He's got some room to work with. He powers his way past the Midway 35 and down to the 34 for a Calumet College first down.
Dietrich Merriweather Fleming's just really good. Antis is really good, but Seems like Merriweather's got a little bit more twitch in his hips and a little bit faster than those guys. That explosion as we're going to head to the fourth quarter here. He's having a nice drive here as the Crimson Wave looks to seal this one away after 3 quarters.
Put your fours up. Just one more quarter at Ray P. Gallivan Field. Calumet College of St. Joseph leads it 21-0. They can put the final touches on an impressive first program win when we come back. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
A sudden injury or illness can happen anytime. When it does, feel better fast. Urgent care at Pinnacle Hospital. We have a network of highly qualified physicians, and your wait is minutes, not hours. We offer on-site laboratory and radiology services. We accept most insurance, Medicare, and Medicaid, plus the biggest cash pay discount in Northwest Indiana. We're recognized by Press Ganey in the top 3% in the country for customer satisfaction. Feeling better fast. Urgent care at Pinnacle Hospital.
So 1 quarter left to play at Ray P. Gallivan Field. Calumet College of St. Joseph leads Midway by a score of 21-0. And with the ball driving down the field, it feels like this might be the drive where they deliver the finishing blow.
Yeah, I think, one more score here should do it. The defense has been absolutely dominating. You're feeling good about a 3-touchdown lead here, but give the fans something big to cheer for on homecoming.
1st and 10 from the Midway 34. Jason Jones in motion. Kano fakes to him, takes it himself, and he scampers out of bounds for a loss of about 6 at the Midway 40. And the Calumet College bench not happy. Midway must have done something after the play, and the laundry flies onto the field.
Yeah, we had a block there by Josh Jones, who came back and blocked Jonah Kyle. And Jonah Kyle, when he got up, kind of, for lack of a better term, straddled Josh Jones and kind of, tried to climb over him a little bit there. And then when they're jawing back and forth, Kyle gave him a push to the face, and I think Jonah Kyle might be getting ejected from this game. He's coming off the field. No, I don't know if he's ejected.
I think he's just getting pulled. Well, the crowd's reacting. I think he may have just gotten the boot just based on their reaction.
Yeah, they didn't signal any sort of ejection. You couldn't blame the refs. Again, I think this one's going to get chippy down the stretch. It's been chippy all game long, and if it gets more one-sided, I think it's going to stay that way.
And as Midway's deficit continues to grow, perhaps they'll take a couple more frustration penalties.
Yeah, and that's all that was there, and you got to be smarter. Even if you're down by 3 touchdowns, you can't do something like that.
So Calumet College gets the ball in the Midway 24. They're on the outskirts of the red zone. Jones in motion again, fake the handoff to him. Instead, it's Antis up the middle. He busts through down to around the Midway 15. The referees will spot this ball at the 16. You're an 8-yard carry for 2nd and 2.
You're seeing right now which team has all the momentum on their side, which team has all the life in them right now. Cal College has just been wearing down this Midway defensive front all game long, and one of the teams is still ready to play these final 14 minutes, and I think one team is ready to get back on the bus to Kentucky.
Power on power at the line of scrimmage. Jones in motion once again. They hand off to Antis, and he gets taken down in the backfield. Logan Butler the first to get to him.
The timing there seemed off because Antis ran into Jones there to slow him up, and that wasn't going to go anywhere anyways, but the timing was just off on that play for the Crimson Wave.
Calumet College might just be happy with that, though, because the clock continues to bleed now at 13:30 left to play, and they are in no hurry to get the next snap off.
Nope, let that clock run down.
And perhaps we still might just be in 4-down territory.
I think so.
So 3rd and 7, 3 receivers for the Crimson Wave. Kano, read option past the 20, around the 10, he gets taken down.
That's got to put him over 100 rushing yards on the night, I would believe. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Close.
I'd say he's around 90 right now. Keep in mind, he lost yards on the second down scramble from the last set of downs. The rush still counted even after the penalty. So if not for that, he would be at over 100.
Yeah, 8 carries, 90 yards. It's screen updates.
So first and goal, ball on the Midway 10. The line to gain is the goal line. Antis remains in at running back, 3 receivers, and Dietz the H-back. Kano takes it himself across the 10, and a couple of Midway defenders push him out of bounds at around the 8. Clock continues to run at 12:25. Calumet College jogs back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, punch this in. Pretty much seal the deal here for the Crimson Wave.
Even if they don't score, I still think they hit their main objective of bleeding the clock.
Yeah.
It's not as though Midway's offense has had anything to speak of to this point.
No, you're in a great spot here for Cal College and getting that first W.
Merriweather in for Antis. A man goes in motion. That's a shovel pass to that guy. Whitlock breaks a tackle at the 10, but Midway recovers. Their second wave of defenders knocks him down for a loss. Calumet College tried to get a little tricky, but Midway was prepared.
Yeah, they were ready for that one. That one might be one you don't go back to in the near future for the Crimson Wave. That did not work.
It's officially a loss of 2. Third and goal from the 10-yard line. Perhaps it's not necessarily 2-down territory here. This would just be a chip shot for Price.
Field goal keeps it at a 3-score game, though. Granted, you need 3 two-point conversions as well. But
Jones in motion, Midway jump, free play for Calumet College. Run up the middle for Merriweather. He carries down to the 5, but they'll have another chance at this one. This should be an offside penalty, so Calumet College would have third and goal at the 5, and indeed that is the call.
Yeah, and I think with the way you run a designed run there, I think they were going to go for it on 4th down with a designed run on 3rd.
Well, perhaps we may never know.
That's true. It's a loss to the miss of time. Right, Zach?
The referee winds his arm to signal the clock to run down under 11 minutes to play in regulation. Third and goal, ball at the Midway 5. Jones in motion once again. It's a play action. Kano rolls right, fires for Jones. It hits a Midway defender, and the ball falls incomplete. You can see what Calumet College wanted to do, but Midway had that throw well covered, and the Crimson Wave send out the kick team.
Yeah, they're going to go for the 3 points here. Cal College in the red zone hasn't been the most efficient, especially when they're heading in that direction this evening. A couple red zone opportunities they've been unable to find the end zone on.
So Christian Price is on for his first ever field goal attempt. 4 extra points last week. The snap is down. The kick is up, and it is good. A late flag on the play, though. This might be coming back.
He saw somebody down by the kicker's leg, so we'll see.
Maybe there was a little late contact, but
I think it's going to be on Cal College.
Referees discuss it in the meantime. As things stand, it's 24-0, 10:31 remaining in the fourth quarter. It would remain a 3-score game, but Midway would need 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions, and that's for an offense that Calumet College has mastered.
Personal foul against Midway. So it's first down. They're bringing the offense back on the field.
So a bad mistake on special teams, and Calumet College gets a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, so score's going to stay 21-0. There's a little bit of confusion here. Yeah, it's going to be first and goal from the 4, or excuse me, from the 3.
It should be a half the distance to the goal penalty. You're exactly right, Nathan. I think there's just a bit of confusion up here in the press box to figure out what the heck is going on.
Yeah, so take the field goal off the board.
There we go.
And again, just a mistake here, Hasn't been the best special teams night for either team.
Calumet College runs Wildcat. Antis is the quarterback. He takes the direct snap up the middle, powers through a Midway defender down to the half-yard line.
I think the only thing that didn't cross the goal line was the football. And Antis's head, his entire lower half of his body was in the end zone. So the football did not break the plane.
He just ran right through a would-be Midway tackler. And you're right, his momentum took him across the plane, but he forgot the part he needed. They remain in Wildcats' same design run, and Antis is in this time. Touchdown, Crimson Wave. 27-0. Their fourth touchdown on the ground tonight.
And that's how you take advantage. Your opponent's going to give you, give you an extra possession there, give you the ball right back. That's how you take advantage and really kind of put the nail in the coffin on this one, I think.
So now Price comes on. This time his kick is only worth 1 point.
I think he's fine with that, though.
You know what? I think you're right.
If he's not, Coach Novak's going to have a talk with him.
A high kick, it's through. 28-0 with exactly 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Unless Midway can come up with a miracle, I think Calumet College is looking at their first ever win.
Yeah, I think the coaches on the sidelines got to tell their guys, keep with that message. Don't let up, don't let up. We still got 10 minutes of football to play. Close out strong. You never know, what could happen, and you got to finish out these final 10 minutes strong here to get the win.
We'll take a short break. 28-0. 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Calumet College can put the finishing touches on this one. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Time is running out for Midway. Calumet College has controlled this one from wire to wire. 28-0 with 10 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Nathan Laird. And as Calumet College kicks off, Nathan, you just have to think Midway has the air taken out of their sails.
Yeah, it's been all Cal College in this ballgame. They've really dominated. Again, you got to tell your guys not to let up here. Keep going. You got 9:53 to go here in this game. You got a flag on the field all the way back by where the ball was kicked off at. I wonder if we're going to be doing this again.
Perhaps Calumet College was offsides on the kick. One of the players on the near side crossed the 35 before Saez put his foot through the ball.
If you're Midway, I don't know if you have them redo that one. You're not going to get much better field position that you got right now. So, yeah, and with the way the ref was talking to one of the Crimson Wave players. Yep, offsides against Cal College.
So they do take the yardage from the end of the return. So
that's not a bad decision.
So instead of having the ball at their own 36, Midway takes over at the 31. Not a bad decision by any means.
Nope.
Excuse me, I take it back. It's up to the 36 instead of the 31.
Got to recognize our producer extraordinaire on site, Mr. Zach Miller, doing a great job as he always does.
A new quarterback in. It's a direct snap. Deep throw down the field. The receiver stumbled, but he made the play. Panther Alphonse with a huge gain. Vernon Duncan took the direct snap, and the quarterback / running back just heaved it downfield.
Yeah, Ryan Duncan there showing off an arm. Dancing around the backfield a little bit and bought his receiver time to get open.
Well, he is the third-string quarterback, so I would hope he has an arm.
Yeah, DJ Palmer coming back in. That's got to be the biggest play of the night for Midway, and it's probably not even close.
Perhaps they have a chance to finally get on the board with time winding down in this contest.
Got a sideline warning against Cal College. Actually, it's going to be a personal. Yeah.
So tack on another 15 yards. Midway has it on the Calumet College 15.
Did we speak too soon about this one possibly being over?
Still a long way to go, though. Clock runs, direct snap to Duncan once again, rolls to his right, Fort in pursuit, fires towards the short pylon, and the pass falls incomplete.
Right, Nasir Ford chasing after him. He had that long arm stretched out as he was running closer, trying to just knock that ball out of Duncan's hands, just unable to get to him, but forcing him to throw on the run.
Give Midway some credit. They're continuing to try new things on offense. They're running the 2 QB set, so they have a couple of different options to get the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of creativity they can come with out of this set. It's worked so far with that big play. See if it works for them in the red zone here.
2nd and 10, ball on the Calumet College 15. Midway has no choice but to try and go for the end zone.
They're going to run out of time here.
Another direct snap to Duncan. Pressure coming, rolls left, taken down as he throws past caught from Palmer, and he rumbles up to the 10.
So the third-string quarterback passes it to the starter as he's getting tackled. Almost a horse collar there. Not going to get the call.
Duncan fought through the contact. He was getting pulled down when he threw that pass, but it worked. And Midway has 3rd and 5.
I'm a little surprised we didn't see this out of them earlier.
Perhaps they're just trying some new things. Down this much late in the game, perhaps it's just about getting some momentum heading into their matchup next week at St. Mary of the Woods.
St. Mary of the Woods 2-0 on the season after their win today.
So Palmer goes to wide receiver. Duncan, the quarterback, he drops back to pass, scrambles, throw towards the middle of the end zone, and he skies it. So perhaps Duncan and Palmer switched positions as Midway's just looking for a little something. There's a man down in the end zone.
Yeah, player from Midway. Looks like he's holding his knee.
The trainers come out. Hopefully he's okay. We'll head to break for the injury timeout. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thank you for taking me home. It's so far.
Don't worry about it, Grandma. This will be fun. 2 chocolate milkshakes, please.
Make it 3.
3?
Did you get his number?
Oh, Grandma. Grandma!
Excuse me?
Some relationships get better with time. That's why I got a Crosstrek.
97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road.
I'm so glad you got a Subaru.
I wonder who gave me the idea.
Oh.
Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Check out the new Subarus at Castle Subaru in Portage.
Preston Moore, the injured man for Midway. Fortunately, he walks back to the sidelines under his own power. Midway, a chance to punch it in, but they're at 4th and 5 from the Calumet College 10. 28-0 Crimson Wave. Ryan Zimmerman here alongside Nathan Laird as Calumet College is on the verge of the program win. Man in motion, it's Palmer. He gets the handoff, Alphonse, and he is short.
Yeah, he's going to be a few yards short on that one, and you knew the Crimson Wave didn't want to give in just yet. They want to keep this shutout alive with 8.5 minutes to go in this one.
And there really is nothing better in any sport than to pitch a shutout.
No, and that's the thing. It's they haven't just been getting the shutout tonight. They've just been absolutely dominant in this game. Like, the final yardage may not be as one-sided after that big play there for Midway, but Midway is hardly threatened in this ballgame.
Perhaps their big offensive opportunity was just this last series, down by 4 scores.
Yeah. One of the few times they've been in the red. I think that might have been the first time they've been in the red zone.
Kano in at quarterback. He stays in, up 28-0. Takes the snap, handoff for Flemings. and he picks up a short gain.
Clock continues to roll. That's exactly what you want for the Crimson Wave. I can't imagine that they're going to throw the ball too many more times here this evening.
Hold on, check that. That's the first carry of the night for Tawimara Innocent. So Calumet getting some new blood into the game with this score perhaps already decided.
They call him N.O. Innocent.
Certainly a creative nickname there. Clock rolls under 8 minutes. Kano, another handoff to Innocent, and he gets stacked up at the line.
Yeah, he slips as he was getting ready to make a cut. N.O. Innocent out of Rockford, Illinois. Went to Rockford East High School.
Clock continues to tick down. Calumet College bleeds the clock under 7:30 to go. Innocent in motion. Kano directs him back to his left hip. Another man in motion. Handoff goes to Innocent up the middle. He's got room to work past the first down marker. He's close to it, not quite a first down.
He's going to be about a yard short, it looks like. And they're going to punt this ball away.
Midway had them in the shadow of their own goal line, so at the very least, the Crimson Wave give Saez a little bit of room to punt this one away.
Yeah, try to give them bad field position and try to keep this shutout alive. I know you wanted to pick up a few first downs there. Still took a couple minutes off the clock. So again, another late player coming on.
Jake Peters sprints on as the play clock trickles down. Saez able to get the punt away, and he's got a little hang time to this one. Alphonse retreats to the 35. Did he touch the football? Yes, he did. He picks it up at the 15, races towards the 20, and he goes airborne up to the 25. A couple of late flags. That might be an illegal hit.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. And, boy, Midway playing with danger there, and that one going through his hands. Looks like they're going to have decent field position after this penalty. We assume it's going to be on the Crimson Wave.
Saez nearly completely flipped the field with his punt. He's been booting some good ones today.
All he had to do was make that huge tackle, and then it got him back in the game punting-wise.
Perhaps we really do have to think about him as the superhero of the game.
It's going to be a block in the back against Midway.
So Midway shoots themselves in the foot. Now they have to go the length of the field just to get on the scoreboard.
Well, yeah, you talk about flipping field position in this one. They punted that from, the 16-yard line? And now Midway's going to start with the ball at about the 10?
Goes down in the books as a 63-yard punt.
Woo. That's
and another one inside the 20. Chalk it up.
Yeah.
Midway starts at their own 10, 6:05 left to play in regulation. Calumet College leads it 28-0. Vernon Duncan remains in at quarterback for the Eagles. Snap to him, drops back towards his own goal line, looks up, fires deep down the near sideline for Alphonse, and it is intercepted. Hedgewood picks it off. 30, 20, does he have the pick six? Runs into a couple blockers, dives towards the pylon, and he's in! Touchdown, Crimson Wave! A pick six, that should do it!
And there's a candidate for that proud Union home play of the game. Isaac Hedgewood runs all the way across the field from his safety position, playing like he's playing center field to make a catch at the wall. He comes from out of nowhere to make this interception. As we watch the Region Sports replay, too much air under this pass. Hedgewood comes running over, rips it out of the hands of Alphonse, and just a great return down the sidelines to the house. How bad did he want that pick six there? That was all effort.
Stormed right through a sea of bodies on the near sideline. He would not be denied.
Nothing was stopping him. He's got the turnover chain on the sidelines. This place is going crazy. As Cal College up 34-0, extra point pending. What a play by Isaac Hedgewood. He gets a big hug from Jay Novak on the sidelines.
I think it's safe to say that's the icing on the cake.
Yeah, that was outstanding. Isaac Hedgewood came over. Coach Novak coached him at Portage for a year. He was one of the first recruits to sign on to this Cal College program. So that's a special moment there.
Price on for the extra point. His kick is through. 35-0, Crimson Wave. It has been all Calumet College tonight. Perhaps it's party time here at Calavan Field.
I think there's going to be some happy folks walking down the street at 119th Street here, homecoming weekend, having some fun here in downtown Whiting on a beautiful Saturday evening. We'll keep it right here in between. But, yeah, this crowd is going crazy. Everybody on their feet for that pick six. And, boy, you look at some of the potential interceptions that the Crimson Wave dropped, and for Isaac Hedgewood to come out of nowhere to pick that one off, that was for that to be the one they make, that's super impressive. And let's take a look at that again here on the Region Sports replay.
And Duncan had Alphonse, but Hedgewood just closed the gap in a matter of moments.
And as you said, Ryan, he was not going to be denied from getting into the end zone.
So finally, Calumet College forces a turnover, and though it felt like they already had this one in hand, now you can just now you know.
Yeah, that, like you said, the icing on the cake there. That's a great way to cap off this ball game. That's a definite candidate for our proud Union home play of the game.
Saez kicks it off. Collins takes it at the 20, up around the 30, cuts back. A helmet comes off.
Yeah, this game is going to get chippy here. The helmet's off. We see some pushing and shoving on the far sidelines. I think both coaches are going to have to tell their guys, all right, don't do anything stupid.
Check that. Griffin Spencer on the return. And Midway, at this point, they're just playing for pride. Down 35-0, 5:44 left to go in the game. At this point, it's not about winning. That ship has already sailed. You just want to get on the board somehow.
Yeah, and we see a bunch of new players for the Crimson Wave coming into this ball game. Some new numbers we haven't seen all game, including Jason Ruff, number 99 from Chicago Bowen, here right in front of us. Number 15, Devin Smith from East Chicago Central High School, played his high school ball not too far away here from the RPG. So it looks like second-string defense in here for the Crimson Wave.
Palmer back in at quarterback, swing pass towards Duncan. He runs past the 40, up around the 45, and that is good for a Midway first down. So it's up to the second stringers to preserve this shutout. The first stringers did their job, but there's still a lot of pride on the line.
You know they lobbied the coaching staff to stay in that ball game, right?
100%.
And wisely, the coaching staff said, no, you guys got your score. You guys got your shutout with what
end
you
on
did.
That high note, guys.
Yeah, end on the high note. End on that touchdown. Let some of these other guys get some playing time here, and what's a special night here at Ray P. Gallivan Field.
Empty backfield for Midway. Palmer in shotgun. Takes the snap. QB draw. He's around midfield, gets a nice block, and the flags fly. Duncan fell to the ground as he tried to put a block on, but he fell to the ground, and Jaquan Bridges just flexed on him.
And I think that's going to be a penalty against Versailles and Duncan there. I think that's one of those blocks where heading back to the line of scrimmage, that's an illegal block, I think. I know it is in the pros.
And they are going to get him for the illegal block, perhaps the most embarrassing penalty you could take because you're the one that ends up on the ground.
You make the illegal block, you get penalized for it, and you were the one who fell to the turf.
So Midway has to deal with a 1st and 20 ball on their own 35. Palmer's run would have had him at midfield, so a net 15-yard loss. And Midway continues to shoot themselves in the foot.
Under 5 minutes to go here in this game. The clock is running. We can, in a couple minutes, we can name our award winners for you guys. We got plenty to choose from the Crimson Wave side.
I think you forgot about the possibility of the 35-point touchdown here.
I did. I didn't have that thought in my head.
Palmer, a swing pass out towards Collins, tries to separate at the 35, and he gets a small gain.
Clock
you gotta make this one interesting, right?
That's true. That's true.
Just like the money ball in a 3-point shootout.
See, I'm much older than you. I was thinking the old MTV Rockin' Jock with the 10-point shot.
I mean, I know what that is.
That makes me feel even older, the way you phrase it that way. It was, they had the celebrities versus some old retired pro athletes playing basketball, and there was like a 10-point and a 30-point shot. And
the clip of Eric Johnson playing the Star Spangled Banner ahead of the softball game, I must have seen that at least 15 times. Right. Clock under 4 minutes, whistles blow. Midway takes a timeout. Their final of the half.
They're drawing up that 35-point touchdown play.
Excuse me, their second of the half. And, yeah, I mean, you're down 35-0. You have to break out the secret weapon.
I didn't see that. I think the play clock was winding down. I didn't see what was left on it. So rather than going back 5 more yards.
No, it was. You're right.
Yeah. So keep it there. But, yeah, this has been all Cal College here. And after this possession, we'll name our award winners. I got my ideas in my head for our award winners. So we'll see if you agree. We'll see if you agree with them or not.
I do, too. Certainly a hard choice. There's a lot of deserving players.
Yeah, I am going to cheat on one of them a little bit, so I'm going to write mine down and rather than discussing it on air.
I'm not looking.
That way, rather than discussing it on air, we'll see if. I
am intentionally not looking.
Okay,
the camera is not on us, but I'm using my spotting charts to block my vision. So Nathan is writing down his player of the game, and I'm going to wait to find out about it at the same time as all of you watching at home. Midway back out of timeout, 3:47 to go in the game. Palmer back in at quarterback as he marches down the field with a 2nd and 19. Empty set, 5 wide for Midway. Palmer rolls left, quick pass out wide, and he bounces it at Penther Alphonse's feet.
I'm not sure. We talked earlier, Midway drove up last night from Lexington to Indy, stayed in Indy, and then drove the rest of the way up to Whiting. I don't know if they're heading straight back to Lexington tonight because that's going to be a long bus ride.
It's got to be, at least 6-7 hours?
It's about 5.5.
Overestimated it a little bit. But it has to feel like 20 after a loss like this.
Not just a loss, but a loss like this. It's going to be a rough one. Even if you're just driving back to Indy tonight, that's going to be a long couple-hour ride to Indianapolis.
Well, that's only around 2.5, so a lot more manageable.
It'll only feel about 10.
And it doesn't get any easier. Palmer back to throw over the middle. He has Duncan, but he drops it at the 40. So 4th and 19 for Midway. You're running out of time to run that 35-point play.
And they're just going to punt this one away.
But the test does not get any easier for the Eagles. They have St. Mary of the Woods next weekend. And, oh, by the way, they're 2-0. They followed up their overtime win here last week with a 21-7 victory over the Quincy Hawks.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough test for Midway, who falls to 0-2. Cal College hits the road next week. Their first road game.
The punt is away. The ball bounces at around the 35, and that's where Midway downs it. Ben Goodlock, the defensive lineman, in for Preston Moore, giving him a chance to show off the leg. Keep in mind, these reps still count for Midway. Some of these second stringers have a chance to convince Coach Dan Davis that they deserve to be in the rotation next week.
Yeah, try to earn some more playing time, as looks like the second string offense is coming out here for the Crimson Wave.
Yeah, that's Brandon Salvador in at quarterback, so Kano and Crow can watch the rest of this game perhaps with some popcorn in hand.
Brandon Salvador out of Griffin, Georgia, went to Skipstone Academy.
Salvador takes the snap, handoff up the middle. Dietrich Merriweather carries a couple defenders with him to the 41.
With just over 3 minutes to go, Ryan, you want to get to our award winners?
You know what? Let's do that. I'm going to start with you. I'm still in my first game here with Region Sports Network. I'm going to let the host go first.
We're going to start it off with the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. That's brought to you by the Crowell Companies. They have offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. I'm going to go with the big running back, Jonathan Fleming's touchdown on the night. He ended up, you got some stats in front of you there. He had 17 carries, 163 yards, just shy of 10 yards per carry, and a touchdown. And he had a 67-yard touchdown run as well. So Jonathan Fleming's our Crowell Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. Crowell Companies are the insurance superheroes, proud to recognize superheroes on the football field. Any objection to that one?
You know what? No.
All right, then.
I will give an honorable mention, though, to Carson Crow.
Yeah, a couple touchdown runs.
3 carries, 2 of them were touchdowns, and it felt like his touchdown run at the end of the first half really set Calumet College on the right path to dominate in the second half. He's not my pick, but I want to give out that honorable mention.
Absolutely, yeah. A couple touchdown runs on the night, and he came in and did his job well as that effective red zone rusher for the Crimson Wave. Now let's name our proud Union home play of the game. That's brought to you by the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. Build your future at IKORCC.com. We saw some big plays from Calumet College all game long, but what was the play that brought everybody to their feet?
You got to go with the pick six,
right? The pick six. You got it. Pick six from Isaac Hedgewood to seal the deal here in the fourth quarter, make it a 35-0 game. That was just an awesome play, whether or not the score was 0-0 or you're up 28-0, and that seals the deal. Coming out of nowhere to get that pick, and then Isaac Hedgewood not going to be denied the end zone. So that pick six in the fourth quarter. Our proud Union home play of the game brought to you by the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. Build your future at IKORCC.com. And finally, we have our Boilermakers Local 374 blue collar player of the game. We're gonna say players of the game on this one.
Ooh,
brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn. This is the tough, gritty, not somebody who fills up the box score. So I'm giving it to players. I told you I'm cheating on one of them. It's an 11, actually probably a 12-way tie. The entire Cal College defense tonight is going to share that blue collar player of the game award. They dominated this ball game.
You know what? I like that pick, but I want to tack on one more guy onto that, Jared Saez.
That's right. The punter, he got in there, got a hit as well, had a couple booming punts, pinned him down to the 3-yard line one time. He's a definite candidate, but I think the story of this game, the offense played well. I think the story of this game for Cal College is the defense and the way the defense came to play. They were not going to give anything up tonight, and it was a full team effort for the defense. That's why we're going to recognize them as the blue-collar players of the game. That was an awesome defensive performance tonight.
Calumet College does not need to run another play. They'll let the clock wind down, and there's the Gatorade bath for Coach Jay Novak. They're fired up. The first win in Calumet College sprint football program history.
Yeah,
and what a way to do it.
That was well-deserved celebration there for Coach Novak. After I talked to him before the game, we kind of talked, and he gave me his coaching responses. And I've known Jay for a long time. And we were done talking. He just kind of tapped me on the shoulder and goes, hey, let's get that W tonight. Like, he deserves this more than anybody else. Just I know he's filled with a ton of emotion right now. So awesome sight to see that they're able to celebrate and get this win tonight, 35-0 at home.
What an all-around dominating performance. You mentioned it. The offense took the headlines, but the defense provided the exclamation point. A couple of nice special teams plays sprinkled in, and it's just a all-around team performance.
Yeah, and with the way you were so close to getting that win last week, to come in on homecoming and do it this week, just outstanding, and a great exclamation point here for a fun weekend for Cal College.
That'll do it here from Ray P. Gallivan Field. One final time, the final score, Calumet College of St. Joseph 35, Midway University 0.
I have to recognize our crew tonight who did an outstanding job as always. Our executive producer is Chris Ramirez, our on-site producer Zach Miller, my broadcast partner tonight, Ryan Zimmerman, making his Region Sports Network debut. And Ryan, you told me you hadn't done football in a long time, and I could not tell, my friend. That was great.
I appreciate the kind words. Now I can say the most recent football game I did was tonight.
There you go. Instead of a couple years ago. But that was fun to work with you, my friend. It was a pleasure meeting you, and it was a lot of fun to work with you as well. I want to thank Andy Marks, the athletic director of Calumet College of St. Joseph, as well as Claire Shepker, the sports information director, and everybody for tuning in, spending some of your Saturday night with us. here on Game Night in the Region.
This broadcast is a production of the Region Sports Network. Any other use, duplication, reproduction, or retransmission of the accounts and descriptions of this contest without the expressed written consent of the Region Sports Network is prohibited. That'll do it from our coverage here tonight. For my broadcast partner, Nathan Laird, my name is Ryan Zimmerman. This has been a production of Calumet College of St. Joseph Sprint Football here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.